work over the course of this last month, as well as next month
Windows
and the
10?
month thereafter in
All right,
preparation for Alpha 2.
We'll pause. Windows 10, 64-bit, i3 processor. It's pretty low spec, actually. NVIDIA GeForce GTX 460. No way. That is really fucking low. Broadband. This is the minimum system. Recommended is an i7 1060. Wow, that's even lower than what they originally thought. They originally thought they were going to do 1080. So this is actually crazy. It's about 15 gigs. That's wild. Minimum is 6 gigabytes of RAM. I don't know. That seems really low, no? Is Unreal Engine 5 that good? These are really low specs for a game that looks like this.
This is some rabble, you know? These guys don't have anything on us.
Easy.
That's crazy. I don't have... Is there a way for me to do this? There probably is. One second. Add my chat. God, I'm so bad at this. What am I, a streamer?
No, you're a fucking loser, dude.
How do I add my Twitch chat? No BS. Can I just put in the browser source? Whoa! That's 4,000.
Jesus Christ, what are you doing to your chat?
Don't worry about it. We're figuring it out.
And why does it not have an alpha?
I just
Why
put
is
in the
it
chat
literally just your chat box?
that it is. It's just it. It's just what it is, dog. It's just what it is.
There's so many better ways to do that.
I'm sure there is. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Holy
I don't know what I'm doing,
shit.
Sky.
I'm back.
Hi, Jesse. I love you.
I love you too.
He was waiting for you to come back so he could say goodnight and that he loves you. And I was like, he's making fucking corn dogs. He might be like 10 minutes. He's like, I don't care. I love that guy.
True,
Shit,
true.
dude. I even went to the bathroom.
What?
I said pause.
I'm about to watch the Ashes of Creation live dev update. That's what
Okay.
doing. What you doing?
You're going to go watch him watch a video.
Yep. Whoa!
What?
I don't know. Something's happening. Something's happening.
Damn, homie downloaded something off of GitHub and thought it was going to be all cool and kosher. You're like, yeah, this won't fuck me completely.
What's happening?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
It just literally doesn't work now. It's just fucking dead.
Heard dead.
Here we go.
Day the 29th is
Oh, it's really quiet for me now. Holy shit.
and thank goodness we had an extra day this month. Oh, whoops.
You are peeking.
I am peeking.
You're
I'm peeking.
I know they had
Peekaboo.
some audio issues during the stream. I like caught like maybe 2 minutes of it.
I was just saying, thank goodness we have an extra day this month, and we're doing our live stream on. Is today's Leap Day, right?
Is
Is
it?
it Leap Day? I think it is.
It is Leap Day.
Potential.
It is indeed.
I don't know.
But this one is from Adastra, and I will show it over here on the screen for you all. Ooh. All right, and they're asking, hello, Intrepid team. My question is about the enemy's field of vision. In the open world, how far away from hostile targets will they be before they act aggressively towards us? More specifically, will creatures watch us murder their friends in the open world with no reaction? Will they try to kill us in retaliation, or will they run away in sheer terror? Thank you.
Should be different AI models if I remember correctly.
That is a great question. You know, obviously, as MMO gamers, we're accustomed to the concept of like social aggro. When I hit a target out in the field, they're going to aggro other creatures nearby. We have similar functionality, obviously. However, we also, have this concept of a more puzzle-oriented, level design, right? Where You have different patrollers that might be moving around the world, so that dynamic is always changing. The creatures that are near each other might be something that you need to be cognizant of as you begin to navigate those areas. And there might even be certain faction types, right, where you may have dedicated aggro social tags between certain creature types. And that might be like goblins with their goblin dogs, right? They could be far away, but they send off an alert to those nearby enemies when you aggro another target.
That's pretty typical.
And then you also have these perception radiuses,
Like
right?
a goblin
And
just
there's
like,
a number of different
and then
perception
more
radius
mobs
types
come.
that we incorporate as part of our AI. Those things might be a forward-looking perception cone that represents kind of sight-based perception. And then you might also have a rear perception radius that might represent kind of sound. And those perception types might even interact with unique stats. So as a rogue, you might have a stealth ability, or as a ranger, you might have camouflage ability. Those are going to dampen those
Oh
stats
shit, the
which are
sound.
checked
This is the
by
part I
those
was awake for like 2 minutes on.
radiuses. And then you might even have, different creature types.
There
that
is going to be a
fly above
really,
the
really loud
battlefield,
part.
or
And that's all
beneath
I
the battlefield.
really remember because I woke
And
up
they may have
from it.
downward cone,
And then
type
they
radiuses.
fixed it
The whole idea
quickly.
is that navigating
So hopefully
the
it doesn't
world
fuck
should
up too
be
much.
like a puzzle, right? And as
But basically
you
what he's,
move
I think
throughout
what he's
the
explaining
world,
is that
I'm adjusting these while you're talking.
different mobs will have different AI. And I think that's pretty normal. Like
I just see things.
humans will run away if they get
in the
really
chat go
low,
crazy.
etc.
Anyways, as
They'll have
you,
like some sort of
as you interact with the world, you're going to be unraveling
artificial
that puzzle,
intelligence
and
regarding
each
that.
of the landscape, each of the zones that you move into are going to be different. That is the
Damn,
important
Sky.
part of world
Calm
design,
down.
right? And encounter design. So it's something we want to make sure is compelling.
All right. Yeah, I am really not sure what's going on with the audio, so I apologize in advance. I'm working through it, but hopefully
The
you guys
chat.
can hear. You'll just have to turn it up a little
So
bit
mean.
for now while I'm adjusting it.
Shout, please.
But I also
And
just
Too quiet.
I can keep riffing, by the way, if you want me to. If you want to keep playing, that's totally fine with me. I have no problem.
If you'd like,
Yeah,
talk a
sure.
little bit further
Sure.
about
Let me talk.
I think
let me
it's like
talk a
right
little
before they
bit
show the
more
videos when
about our AI
Margaret's
and what
audio
we've
breaks.
incorporated for perception. Obviously, when we talk about enemy factions, it's not just
Yeah,
how they
thinking at
interact.
you, but I just have no idea why my mic is very quiet.
Okay, got
So,
it.
I think that will just be. I will just be quieter. and
Technical
I am
difficulties.
uncertain as to how I can fix that right now.
It's okay. You can talk through me. You just tell me just tell me the topic you want to talk, because I can hear you great. You just tell me the thing you want to talk
Yeah,
about,
that's
and
why I'm
I'll
confused.
yeah,
I don't know
I'll
why
translate.
it's coming through that way for them, but I think they can still hear me. It's just it sounds
Okay.
weird.
Got
But
it.
anyways, I want to move on to the next thing just so we can keep things moving
Yes.
along. But thank you for that YouTube comment. We appreciate it. That's
The
a good
enemy's
one.
field of vision.
It's an easy
So
one.
I
We already know
think
the plan that we have in
basically
regards to
when you
AI
aggro
and
something,
whatnot.
what
The
they're
next thing
asking
is
about is
that
like,
discussion about
can it
esports,
see
and we
other
know that
monsters
this was a
attack
hot
its
topic
friends?
for folks.
Like the aggro ranges.
We're actually very curious about it. So
I
the
do have a
question
video
here
coming up
was,
about the
what are your
esports
thoughts on
discussion.
esports and
So
player-run competitive events in the MMORPG
stay tuned for that, I guess.
genre? What type of competitive spectator-friendly
That's what
content
this
do you
PowerPoint
think
is.
would be fitting for Ashes of Creation? Are there any tools you'd like that would make competitive events easier for players to run? And again, I think that this made people think we were thinking about esports, but it's more of,
Why are you
hey, if
laughing?
players take things off and want to do esports oriented things, we want to support community. Wherever the community goes and what you guys want to do, we want to support that.
Why are you
And
laughing, Sky?
Ashes of Creation is planned to be a competitive game.
Ashes
so
of
we just
Creation
wanna
is
make sure
planned to
you
be a
all have the
competitive
tools
game.
that you need in order to do the cool things that you want to do. And obviously we'll have some in-game run events, but we also know that players run their own events. Even during Alpha 1, a group of people came over to a bridge and they were creating like a 1v1 battle, and we loved seeing
I remember that.
Don't think it didn't go missed. We saw what you guys were doing.
We
and
were
really thought it was
we were doing
cool.
1v1s
So we just wanna make sure you guys
on a
also have
bridge
the
in
tools that you
between
Yeah,
Winstead
just to
and
comment on this real quick,
I forget
esports,
the other
'cause
town to the north.
as an MMO player, right?
It was a lot of fun.
I really like what esports represent, right? Which is this idea of kind of team-based performance and competition.
Hey, Jeb followed me.
What I would say as an
Thank you for
MMO
coming.
player is, esports
Ashes of
tends to
Creation.
miss out on a core element that's unique to MMORPGs, which is
Alpha 2 is
progression,
coming up, and
right? And
I
it's
will be
difficult to
taking part in
represent
that.
that progression in the traditional esports format that we see with other game and genres today. However, what I will say is
Like
that I
a
have
generic fantasy
participated in
MMO.
some MMOs that have stood up kind of cross-server competitions. And I've really personally enjoyed those types of
What it do?
cross-server competitions
They do a lot of
where,
things.
you bring the best that those individual servers have to
I can
offer
go
with
over
regards
it
to, groups or teams or
a little bit
constant
more in
parties, as we
depth.
like to call them, and you allow them
But
to
generally,
compete
it's
in an
like
arena format,
you join a
right, or in a
city and you
Castle
fight
Siege
for your
format.
city,
Like,
and
that is super cool.
you
I
can build
love
up.
that server versus server type of competition. And I think
I guess
that's where there is
they're
a
like
potential
cities
to
are
do
known as
something
nodes,
interesting with
and then you
regards to
join your node as a
esports
citizen, and then like
um,
you grow your node
the
up
MMORPG
in levels
genre.
while questing
So
and
it
doing
was really
normal
cool to
things,
see players kind
and
of opine on
you
that.
can compete with people in the
There's a
world
lot
like
of
that.
obviously similar thoughts, but as you said, it's a highly charged discussion.
Yeah, it's a spicy one primarily because everyone sees it in a different way, and obviously esports has become such a big thing in different
So I do like
spaces.
what Steven was
And that
saying
doesn't
there.
mean that we're gonna
So
go
basically,
buy a
like
stadium and
he
start
wants to like. There's a point in time where each MMO or whatever, like they'll do like server versus server, region versus region type of things for like arenas and stuff like that with WoW, and that there is a good general level of progression. But basically, I guess I'll cover it all in the video, but mostly what I think of is like it for WoW, like WoW Arena. I hated the fact that I had to level before I could PvP. And then I also like for a ranking, but I also kind of enjoy the idea. So I'm like like I kind of hate it, and I also kind of love it because you got to learn the game before you can like really go into ranked. Anyways, I think that's a part of it. So I don't know. I'll go more in depth in the video, but yeah.
doing
Anyways,
that
let's
kind
just
of thing
continue.
Right.
But it's more of just being conscious of what the community wants, and if the community is like, hey, no, we don't like that, it gives us a good perspective on like where to spend our time when we're developing things.
Yep.
And with that, we are ready to talk about commissions.
Okay, I think I'm gonna lower the volume here because I'm pretty sure her
Yeah,
thing is gonna
absolutely.
break.
Would
I
love
woke
to.
up from my nap
So let me
because of this.
give you guys a little bit of a preface here. Obviously, I'm going to be a broken record as I usually am. Things are still a work in progress. Please keep that in mind as you are watching this video. And we are also going to launch this video at the same time on YouTube that we show it here on Twitch. So for those of you who want to see it in the 4K glory, the only agreement we're going to make with you is that you don't leave Twitch. You stay here, give your commentary. We want to see what you think about it. So chat in the Twitch channel while you're watching on YouTube.
They ask questions in the Twitch channel a lot, and then they'll answer them after the video as well. So
commissions are a very traditional format when it comes to questing, right? Questing in MMORPGs, we're not trying to to recreate the wheel, so to speak, in what that questing feels like. However, with that being said, how the questing affects the world is really the bread and butter of where commissions are essentially
so
the
commissions
start
are just
of that
quests.
daisy chain of events. These are very small, easily digestible, quick grab and run kind of activities that you get to do in the world, and you're going to see that. But they have consequences, and they influence
commissions
the
have
world
consequences
based on the number of players that are adopting.
That's different from any MMO because normally you just go out and do your quest and you come back.
And are going out, and how they complete them is what's going to influence the next step. It is a domino type effect that creates activity, which then causes events, which then causes story arcs, which then mold and shape the way the world around you exists, both
That's
from
pretty big
population perspective,
if they can actually get that
as well
nailed
as
down
even
without people gaming the
types of
system.
dungeons that you can enter, their layout, a lot of different things are unique in that regard. And remember, like the core tenet, the central pillar that Ashes is setting itself apart from other MMOs is that it is a dynamic world, and that world is always in flux. So the types of commissions that might be available to you are going to change on a moment-to-moment basis, and that is the aspect of our content, our content drip that is unique. So keeping in mind things are a work in progress, especially when it comes to UI and visual effects and the gameplay. Those are things we are still working on towards our Alpha 2.
All right, so
this is
that
all
was
alpha.
the preamble. I'm going to skip over here until the video is over. I actually have it up on YouTube. That's a pretty long video, actually. Okay. So right here, and then I'm going to come over here and we're going to watch this.
Hello everyone and welcome to yet another stream in Vera, and we have an exciting stream for you today. We are going to be talking about one of the most core experiences that all of us come to expect from the MMOs that we play, and that is questing. But Ashes does questing a little bit differently than your average MMO, and today, to help me talk about that, I have three of our absolute glorious developers. Two of our senior designers on the narrative side, Scott, Tony. How are you guys doing?
Doing great.
I'm awesome.
I am awesome. Everything is awesome. Yes, absolutely. You are awesome, and your guys' team have.
I like the
been
mage
doing
robe.
An awesome job
Kinda sick.
at creating
The
compelling
pauldron and
stories,
everything like
I'm
that.
excited to kind of go through these.
And they even have
today
like
with the
banners and
community
stuff over here. I
give
like
them
that.
some insight into what they can expect with.
I
Their
think you're
normal
able
day
to like
in
edit
Ashes
these
of Creation.
banners and stuff like
And of
that.
course,
But I'm not
one
sure.
of the gentlemen behind the magic
Could be node
our
related.
glorious engineer Tyler is
The
joining
mayor
us as
might
well.
be able
Tyler,
to
how
change
you
these
doing, buddy?
banners.
I'm doing amazing. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely excited to have you too. So we are starting out in a familiar space. Obviously,
Is that a
This
cap?
is
It's a
the
mage cap.
node of
He looks
Miraleth.
bald.
We have been here before. We have turned in some
cape is sick,
glorious caravans within this node. And
You can see the blacksmith and
you know,
stuff
some of
too.
you might be thinking to yourself,
It's
well,
dope.
outside
I
of
love how the
caravans,
NPCs look
outside
like
of
they're
these
working and
grand
stuff
kind of
already.
core architectural systems like citizenship and housing and story arcs and all of those types of systems. What is the normal
Oh, that's the
day-to-day
Tower of Carfin in the
questing
distance, too.
like
That's
in
crazy.
Ashes of Creation? And we're going to look at this from a solo player perspective, and later on we might have some aid and assistance in completing perhaps some of the group-based stuff, but it all begins in a node, and it begins specifically at this location. What am I looking at here, Scott?
So this is a commission board. Every node has many different commission boards depending on what service buildings are installed there. And commissions are basically these teeny tiny little single objective quests that are sort of like appetizers or quick little digestible things to help you get out into the world and
Should I pause it? Kill wolves or bears in the Riverlands. Visit the Spire Pond. Locate Kieran Dunn and climb its ruined tower. Seek and save the Slippy Mudfoot. Destroy golems in the Riverlands. Snuff ritual fights. Cull the Minotaur horde. And recover stolen supplies. Okay, so these are just like basic quests that you can just go up to this little bulletin board and like start doing quests.
start progressing both your character and your
It's like
node
New World,
contribution.
kind of.
Okay, cool. And I see that
But,
these
like,
commissions, obviously,
there's a lot more
8 of
to
them
it.
that I can see here. That says
They
that
have
it
like a
refreshes
caravan
in the
system,
next,
which is like
roughly
open world
30
PvP.
minutes.
They have
Although the
like
clock is not
a
moving for
mayor
some
that
reason.
you
Let's
can
see if
elect of the
it is
people.
moving. We're just not saying live update. So that's a
And
bug.
they
Guys, I
will
do
like
wanna
kind
take
of
this
control like
moment,
taxes and stuff like
to-
that within the node. Then you can like also get like vassal
obviously
nodes
give
and
our
other
standard
things like
disclaimer.
that.
Everything you see here
So that like
is
you
a
can create
work
like an
in
entire
progress.
kingdom, and as these
Obviously,
like
we are
nodes
working
grow
towards our
up,
Alpha
you lock
2,
out other
which
nodes.
is an
So the
alpha of
world
Ashes of
kind of
Creation. We're
changes
here in the
based on
Riverlands. You're gonna
what
see UI, you're
server
gonna
levels
see
up
the
what
effects, you're going
nodes
to
and stuff
see
like that.
systems
So
like this.
it's pretty
that
intricate,
are
actually.
Still in a very functional state, but we are looking at a very pretty board here, and these kind of remind me about a little bit about cards almost. They feel like cards kind of, and there's some standardized information on here.
Oh, it even says the level on
I
there,
see
like
some
the suggested
reward,
level,
I
like
see some
level
basic
7, level
information about
5,
the
level 20.
story of these commissions.
That's pretty crazy.
And I also see some colors. Talk to me a little
And
bit
you
about
see,
the
like,
colors.
Fetch quest,
Sure.
kill
so
quest,
commissions,
or
they come in basically different rarities, the same way that collectible cards might. So
I guess
pretty
exploration
astute there.
quests, maybe?
They
have, like, different little symbols on them?
Or the rewards basically grow quite a lot depending on the rarity of the commission that gets dealt, and these get dealt for everybody like on this board, so in this node, right? So, and you can improve your
Different
chances of
colors are the
getting
different
rare
rarities?
commissions for your node
That's sick.
depending on how you develop your node.
Okay, very cool. Absolutely. The Oakenbane Overlook. I just
currently
I just
level
took
15.
That. I see
Good to
that it's
know.
been added to my objective tracker, and Minotaurs sounds pretty interesting. So I'm going to grab those, and I should be able to now see them obviously in my journal. This gives me under Miraleth kind of my active commissions that are here within this
Generic
node.
quest log.
And I can take a
Ooh,
look
that
at
map
the map.
looks
I
sick.
assume here and go around and take a look at the objectives. So we have the
That's a
scattered
dope map.
horde that's here, and Oakenbane
That's new, actually.
Overlook
I haven't seen this yet.
here, which is good because I think we have some business perhaps in the Oakenbane area. We've shown that off before, but it has some updated interesting things going on there. Okay, so let's grab these two and let's head out. Now obviously you were saying these are,
But the way I
these are
kind of explain Ashes is
bite-sized,
like a mix
digestible,
between
easily
Eve,
let me grab
New
and
World,
go,
Valheim.
you know, show some progress in the world. But
It's just a
commissions are
sandbox
more
MMO
than just
for the most part.
bite-sized pieces of content. They also
call it a sand
feed
park.
other
Like there is a
content
overarching
systems,
story
too,
that
right?
you're
Talk to me a
supposed to
little bit about
like
how that works.
quest towards, and that there's like a bunch of lore and stuff that you go towards,
Tyler, you
but
can
they
take this
haven't
one.
been really
Oh, sure,
releasing
yeah,
the
I'll take
lore.
it. So right, every 30 minutes or so, the board will refresh. The server will query a bunch of different information about the world,
Mhm.
and this is ranging from story arcs that are active, story arcs that have been completed, weather, time of day, whole bunch of different range of factors.
Very cool.
The world
And
looks
then-
great.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, no,
I
no,
can't
sorry,
wait.
Go ahead.
Can't wait to
The
be in
board
it.
will attempt to deliver commissions that are relevant to these areas, and they will try to lead you into areas where more content can be found, kind of like a cascading effect of commissions and events. And
This is so much
just
different from
general
Alpha 1
things.
too.
Okay, speaking of events, I see I just had a pop-up here. A pale hornless minotaur
Idling
is
nearby.
idling nearby and beckons me. Interesting.
So okay, so
that
the
is
quest thing shows
a
up on the map
call
too.
out for one
That's
of our
good.
side quests, which are
And it
they're
even
like
shows in the
commissions, but
I pointed
but
at my
better.
screen like you guys could see, or my
Tony, you
fingers
wanna talk about
pointing.
this a little bit?
But it even shows like up here,
Yeah, side
the
quests
little quest
are,
icon
like commissions. You
on the mini map.
know what you're getting with them. You go to a commission board.
The nameplates
and
look
pick
better
out
than
your
they did
cards, what
before.
you want, but side quests.
Still pretty generic,
These
but
are a
at least I can
variety
read
of
them.
quests with a variety of.
I was not able to read them
objectives
before.
That exist in the actual
The
world
dope ass Minotaur.
itself.
Holy
So
shit! And he's not
They
attacking
can
him.
be hidden in various ways, and so
Look at his
during
braids.
your adventures, you want to pay attention around you because one might pop up on your map, and you, if you're lucky, you might notice it and be able to obtain it, and it might lead into a really big quest chain.
Look at his axe.
Or
That's a
in the
big
very
axe.
least connect
Big
to a
men
larger
with
story.
axe.
Awesome. And I'm looking
Double
at one
axes,
of these guys
actually.
here. His name is Many Exiled
Axually.
Berserker. Now, we've seen Minotaurs in the past, but Minotaurs actually are a minor faction in Ashes. And
Minotaurs are a
there
minor
different,
faction.
Tribes of Minotaur and different kind of species influence for the Minotaurs. This guy apparently is friendly, so I could talk with him. Okay, cool. Look at this guy. He's got a little profile going on. Watch yourself, godling. My kith work nearby, and they shall brook no intrusion.
Was he the Gith Yankee?
You save yourself some money on voice acting. That's perfect.
I
Steven.
love it.
I love the
said-
kith.
I love it. It is so cool.
can
Now
handle
kith.
it.
No, the writing is impeccable. It's impeccable. Okay, let's talk to him. Why is he standing here? Okay, so he's trying to deliver some poultice to his brother, but he's forbidden to see him.
Oof.
Okay, let's see if
Are
I can
you
take it
forbidden
over
to
there.
seeing your brother? Oh, he's
too weak
exiled.
to fight.
Exiled
That's a rude
berserker.
thing to say
That makes
about your
sense.
brother.
Knows his limitations, you know.
Okay, so I've received a Minotaur poultice.
Don't worry, kind of Minotaur.
And I
I
see
will.
here I
I
have
will come deliver some
rewards
dull
just
glint.
to deliver this.
Oh,
It
wait,
includes some dull
poultice.
glint, some
Glint is the
experience, and
reward.
some cheap coin.
Yep. So side quests can give a variety of rewards. They're bespoke for the side quest itself. So as you progress this chain of side quests,
Oh,
here,
that's
you
a
can,
mount.
You can unlock things that are specific toward Minotaurs, whether it's like their rare sort of
little
crafting reagents,
unicorn
recipes
stag
for their
like
stuff,
deer horse looking
all
thing.
kinds of different things can pop up, and just like any of our spawning systems, like what Tyler was getting at with the commission board, they all are reading world states to determine what is allowed to spawn and where it should spawn and things like that.
Interesting.
So different side quests can appear depending on the world state as well.
So different quests
Okay, very
happen based on how
Alright,
the
I
world
see
is
here I have,
evolving around
this guy
it. That's
named
pretty
Maho.
crazy. So the
Yes,
world
that's who you should
may
be delivering
be
your
completely
poultice
different
to.
on one
And
server than
also they
another.
have an available
Like this Minotaur
questioning.
faction might not be friendly on a
Well.
different server.
I have brought a poultice from your brother.
Like they may be like the
Let's see here.
the
Yes,
enemy,
I'll accept
and
that
you might
reward. Very
be
nice.
friends with somebody else on a different server,
Aw,
depending
look
on
at him. He's
how
kinda
the
they're
players
stretching.
react to certain quests.
Let's see if he's got something else for me. So this kind of leads us down the daisy
Because they
chain
have
like
different
Tony was talking
events and
about,
different
of,
story arcs.
You know, different
that, like,
connective tissues
lead
of story
in down
throughout
different,
the
like,
world. Relate either to the commission, the events, or story arcs in
Tree
general.
paths.
Exactly. And the especially like missions and side quests, like those, in completing those, you're going to be participating in activity maps, which you've laid all around here. And those can spawn events, those can make a number of things happen, which then will in turn influence, you know, further spawns that can happen and things like that.
Okay, cool. And I also see, you know, this is obviously thematic, right? It relates to kind of our progression of itemization. I see this person has a recipe for Stormcaller's axe. He is also talking about an event that
72
relates to some
physical
type
accuracy.
of, it looks like storm beneath
These
the
stats
stone
seem
shadows, perhaps?
arbitrary to me. Like they're just
Correct.
like,
So that
let's just throw a
event
number
is
on
not
them.
currently
It doesn't
happening,
have, like, any
but,
rhyme or
you
logic
can
to me.
provoke that event basically by working on your commission to slay Minotaur.
Like, let's
That
just
will-
throw
that will
this one
draw
at
out
72
their
physical
leader,
accuracy for
whose name is
fun.
Yuna. But it's sort of incumbent upon you and other players to provoke that event.
Got it. Okay,
Ashen
so
Flames Summer.
provocation means essentially
So these guys
I
are
need
bad
to kill
guys.
10.
These are
10
not the friendly
Minotaur-
Minotaurs.
10 basically Minotaurs. Any type of Minotaur here.
And that's just for your commission. The activity map is actually a separate tally, a separate counter. We've tuned it down for the purpose of the live stream because it's just you here, but other players that had grabbed that commission from the node might be here as well helping, and that would progress that counter a lot more
Oh,
rapidly.
wow. So you can have like a bunch of players here
Good luck with the
all
birds.
grinding this to help
Oh my
the
gosh,
commissions.
this guy summoned a bunch of birds. Ah, got him.
You just god mode
Cool.
them
So
away.
the summoned creatures actually dissipate with the NPC that you.
Oh, he killed the Minotaur
Correct.
and they all just
Summoner.
disappeared. Oh, okay.
And the world team has done a
That
very,
makes
very
sense.
good job with the
You kill the
like, setting
summoner.
up the
Ooh,
encounters
wait,
here
if they have-
and the points of interest, I think, are
Wait.
looking
If
great,
they
and feel
have
great to play through.
a summoner NPC, that means they're really getting close to the summoner class, the archetype. So that shows a lot of in the like foreshadowing for us. So what? He just summoned all these like little birds, and then like if you kill it, all the birds disappear. Okay, interesting.
Good luck with the birds.
Oh no! My gosh, this guy summoned a bunch of birds. Ah.
Okay,
got him.
so they have no death
Cool. So
animation
the
yet.
summoned creatures
But
actually.
okay, so he just
dissipate
summons the
with
birds and like I don't know what else he was
that you
doing in
kill.
the back. Maybe casting a different
Correct.
one.
The summoner.
And the world team has done
That's
a
interesting.
very, very good job with the like setting up the encounters here and the points of interest. I
So
think
yeah, he's summoning.
are
The cast
looking
time
great,
seems
and they
pretty
feel
long.
great to
Oh,
play
this time
through.
he
The
summoned
encounters
a.
are difficult
What is
if you're
that?
not careful.
Is that a pig?
If you're
Is
pulling
it a
multiple
boar?
mobs, I don't know who would do such a thing,
I
but
know. My God. I
Wait, he
hey,
slept
that's why I have sleep.
the summoned
That's true.
creature.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
That was a nice arc.
Interesting.
Thank you. It was beautiful.
Steven's about to pull another mob. I can feel it.
Go away.
Oh my god, the spin is pretty sick. Blizzard.
Oh no.
Typical mage spell.
Oh God. Oh,
Oh,
my
he just
God.
pulled
No,
another
no, no.
one. I called
not
it.
even his final form.
Steven doesn't look at his
Sleep
surroundings.
The other guy.
Oh, he just broke the sleep.
Well, that did not work. A quick release there. I might need to use some potions.
Yeah, the berserkers
Alright.
are really tough.
30-second
runs
cooldown
out
on
like that.
potions. Wait, that was slow-mo and then he gets faster. That's kind of crazy.
Okay, hold on. Let's put some ice down in front of him. I'm out of mana. Oh no.
Oh, no mana.
Oh God.
No mana.
I'm totally out of mana.
You got to plan ahead when you're adventuring by yourself in Vera.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we
Hey,
go.
just use your wand attacks. Kite him out.
One
Kite him
thing
out.
you'll see about
I do like
the
that he's
commission
like.
board and how it generates its commissions.
Wait, did he run away or
one
did
thing
he
is that all
de-aggro?
players in the node will see the same commissions. So there is a really good chance when you take one of these from the board that there will be many other players fighting alongside you.
Okay.
And that's how we get those like large activity map generation to start spawning events.
Oh
Yeah,
shit.
that-
Okay.
that
Okay.
is-
So basically, if there's a commission on the commission board, there may be a lot of players here, and if there's enough people in the heat map in the area, you can get like randomly generated events that spawn in the areas that can like lead you on to like different little side quests and stuff like that. That's pretty cool.
I mean, obviously these help to kind of, move player traffic throughout the world because, as we said, nodes act as a hub, and one of the ways they direct player traffic is obviously through the commissions, the buy orders, things that essentially are supplying that demand, right, of activity or action from the player. And then what the players choose to do is essentially the agency that's provided in helping to dictate how the world state will change. And I think that's obviously, questing is a kind of standard and staple, tried true method of core gameplay loop that players come to expect from MMOs. But what they haven't traditionally seen is the follow-up of how those actions that the players participate in yield a response from the environment, from the
I
server,
agree.
from
And
the
Ashes is trying to tackle
historical
that. That's pretty
identity
sick.
that now can be kind of
Oh
seen.
my god, that lightning strike.
And we're going to
that's-
see that here, right?
Is he bugged out?
Yeah, and that's
I
not
think
to
he's
say
bugged
that our quest content doesn't get much more complicated, especially when you start getting involved in story arcs at that level. But this
Got
is
the
all
mana
sort
bubble.
of, story arcs don't happen without nodes being built up, and nodes don't get built up without players doing commissions
That's a
and
wolf.
grinding experience and things like that. So all of this stuff does all play together and creates a very nice loop to like unlocking the bigger, more complicated adventuring content. And story arcs as well, like, are also one of the potential predicates for side quests and things like this starting. So as you level up your node, and that
Is it the weather's
begins
changing
more
right
story
now?
arcs, even more content related to those stories as they progress in real time become available.
How many do I have so far? I have 7. Oh!
New event.
Okay, so you've sufficiently
shit.
agitated the
The
Minotaur,
weather
and they've brought out their leader.
Really
the
changed.
Stormcaller.
Oh, the Stormcaller,
And he
that
comes
makes
with a
sense.
storm.
Oh, very cool. Okay. This
So
is
he
pretty
slayed
awesome.
Yuna the
Doubly so,
He's
because
doing
since you instigated this
GM.
event, which changed the weather, that will also now influence spawns nearby. You could potentially be spawning, well, you are spawning,
GM stuff.
side quests that relate to
Okay.
the rain, changes in enemies that relate to the rain.
There's a timer
And that
going
just
up
is
at the
driven on
top right
player
too.
action, so it
Okay.
is like a feedback loop.
I like
in a
how
way
it's
as
out of the way. It's very
Very
minimalistic.
cool. So I see, obviously, the weather here, as you said, has changed. It is now raining, and the wind is picking
Should be able
up.
to turn down the transparency of this
And
stuff
I also
too.
see that there is lightning that, looks a little hazardous.
He has showed that you
Yes,
can unlock this and move your
that
nameplate
lightning
around
will
too.
hurt you very bad if it strikes you. Weather events and encounters themselves can include hazards like that can appear and shake things up. It can also help
Dude, the
too
wind
if
is
you
insane.
can kite enemies into the lightning strikes or whatever.
Very cool. Now, do I have
You can
I
kite
think I might need
enemies
a little
into the
team for
lightning
this.
strikes.
This seems to be a lot
Interesting.
of stream
There's quite a
weavers.
lot of them there.
I'm perched up on this hill. If you guys are nearby and want to join me,
Let me see if I can find you.
It looks
Yeah,
kinda
sure, you can help
dangerous.
you out.
Yeah. So you starting that event would have, like, we can see that from quite far away, which would, if players weren't already here for the purposes of the commissions, they might be tempted by the event as well. We can invite you into our party here.
let me just gather some of these bushes. Yay!
There's some Minotaur just behind you, Tyler. Watch out. All right.
Wait, where's Tony?
That's my
We need
name.
Tony.
He's right here. Oh no, wait, where is he?
I'm here.
Oh, he just
Oh,
got
there
up.
you
I'm
go.
wearing a lot of armor. I'm not going into that lightning.
Oh God.
Wait,
Oh,
did the
God.
tree just
Maybe we
fall
kill
or
one of
did
the
he chop
Minotaurs with
it?
the tree.
Wait, hold on. Did he chop the tree? Oh, he was chopping it. Okay.
Right.
Wait, where's Tony? We need Tony.
He's
He's
ready.
like, let me just get some
Oh, no, wait,
wood
where is
real
he?
quick while I
I'm
wait.
here.
Oh, he's
Oh,
coming
there
up.
you
I'm
go.
wearing a lot of armor. I'm not going into that lightning.
Oh god. Oh
And
god.
there goes
Maybe we
the
can kill one of the
tree.
minotaurs with the tree.
That's so dope.
Looks like Una died to the lightning.
I love that the
Oh my
trees
God,
fall
seriously?
and they just persist in the world like that.
All right, let's do this. Leroy, let's go. Kill him.
Oh wait, one of the minotaurs already took damage from the lightning strike. What?
All right, so these are the
Just walking
Stormweavers
around.
that he was trying to kill. I see this guy over here.
Oh,
I will call the lightning. Oh, I have
Combat
a
seems
healer. That's
relatively
nice.
basic right now. Oh my god, that
I
lightning
got
was
you
really
back.
close.
Oh, I need to get my back.
Oh no, wait.
Oh, double lightning strike. Do they have two
Smack
mages?
him into the.
I don't think they do.
Wait.
I think
Oh,
one
there's a
just
supply
got
chest.
smacked into the lightning. Balin's about to die. What is he swinging? He's just swinging his sword around in a circle.
Oh,
that
no.
looks sick.
Oh no!
What is he,
You
like,
two are
emoting?
going
Like,
down.
oh, and then he died.
Wait, let me sleep him. Let me sleep him. I'm gonna sleep him.
Okay, okay. He slept.
Okay. All right, hold on. He's asleep. Let's see if we can get a bolt of lightning. We need some lightning.
Well,
Some of them have
Oh,
died
here we
to
go.
that as well.
Oh,
I'm ashes. I'm ashes and ashes. So
oh, maybe we can get
I'm
you res
ashes
up.
in ashes.
Hold on,
That was the healer.
I'm gonna keep him slept while you guys come back. Wait for it.
That's pretty sick.
Sleeping
The
again.
Shreweavers are pretty hard to move.
Slumber is
Yeah, they
starting.
Oh, you know what we should need to show off as well that we didn't show off last
Get out
time?
of the fire, Steven. Get out of the
Oh,
fire.
here we go.
No.
Oh. Oh my gosh!
He just got one shot.
Somebody res me.
Oh,
just
man.
the sword guy.
Somebody get back here and res me. Oh, there he goes. He just got hit.
Got him.
Oh no.
Alrighty
Okay, I
then.
got 45 seconds before I got to release.
That was you.
I
It's
got you.
fine.
Tyler's coming. Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
Yes.
I feel like you should have an option to respawn.
Oh, nice.
Oh, you do. You do have an
All right,
option.
very cool. Very cool. Let me grab
Okay.
some of my stuff.
That was a sick revive. Wait, what?
Great. Tyler's coming. Oh, sweet.
Oh,
Yes.
it's like the tree of life. That's so sick. And then it becomes a phoenix.
Oh,
That's dope.
nice. Okay. All right. Very cool. Very cool. Let me grab some of my stuff. Great. I'll grab some of your stuff as well.
Oh,
Steven's
Yeah, I'll
so
be
greedy.
Thank you. And let me actually get the supply chest.
And they get a
So
bunch
this
of
is just
glints.
the reward for
Okay.
participating in the event. So even people that didn't have the side quest to do the event could still get rewards from participating.
What the hell was that? Oh, that was a heal.
Oh, okay. That's cool. That's awesome. And again,
Those are
guys,
the,
this is all
the
a work
cleric
in progress
abilities.
still, right? This is a very functional implementation currently of the system, and there will be additional controls where you can split raid essentially, and each person can interact with the supply chest and get their reward from the event.
Okay.
Yep.
look out.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
little rabbit. Dude,
out,
those
brother
things were
rabbit.
fucking
Oh, no, not the
assholes in
rabbits.
Alpha 1.
Oh, let me
'Cause
kill
it would
these guys
cause
real
like a
quick.
bleed, and like the bleed would bug
I'm gonna
out and
sleep
just
that
stay
battle
on you
priest while
forever
guys
until you logged
murder
out.
the rabbits.
So you just keep dying over and
God.
over and over to the bleed.
Okay.
So if you ever like got caught by the rabbit, you just had to basically log out and log back
There
in.
we go. All right. Now we've cleared this little portion, but obviously the weather is still active, and
Yep.
that's because the zone
I
has
want a
changed
double
kind
jump.
of to the activity
Where's my
that
double
we've-
jump at?
that we have presented here.
Yep. So that means there's some new opportunities together, or new opportunities available for you. We can leave you to carry on
Enshrouded
turning
got
your
me
quest.
like wanting
Yeah, it
double
was an
jumps
honor,
for
by the way.
everything.
Yeah. No. Just glad to be here. Glad.
You dodged
Thanks
that?
for the carry, Stephen.
Yeah, absolutely, no problem.
yeah.
Read
I couldn't have done
all.
it without you.
Grab that Minotaur pigment. I see a sudden scholar has also spawned. Oh, and
Okay.
I see the event is still going there. That's cool.
Those
was-
two,
is
collect
there-
rewards, yeah.
Let me go over to this.
It
Sudden
says it's
Scholar.
completed, but the event is still going.
Where is that at? So talk to me a little bit about this weather system, right? That's pretty cool that we had the environmental hazards that spawned.
Yeah,
And
that's
that doesn't
dope.
just pertain to the event, right? These types of weather systems, they can kind of be anywhere in the world.
Yes. So just like regular weather, they can also just spawn based on a number of like variables in the environment, like precipitation, things like that.
What?
So you can get weather naturally, but players can also affect it too, and it can be more than just the weather. Like there's story arcs and side quests that can do things like placing an eternal night in an area, change the seasons and things like that. They can be quite stark.
Wow.
And all of those things, like we mentioned before, create new and different opportunities for.
Imagine having a
what types of
precipitation
content you
meter
might find.
running on your server. And like they've had like 200 people or like 50 people on the same screen, and it doesn't seem to do like any sort of like network lag or anything like that either. So that's pretty cool.
No.
Are you still in trouble, Steven? Do we need to help you again?
No,
Their networking was
I'm
really
fine.
good in Alpha 1 too. I'm not gonna lie. We had like 200 people all in like one lobby with like barely any lag, if any.
Talk to me a little bit about kind of these this area, the Minotaurs as a faction, and kind of what how
That's
the
so sick.
spawners can kind of change around the world to represent that player activity.
It's like a
Yeah, it's especially
zoning
for
tool, that little
Minotaur
magic
who
ball.
are nomadic. These Minotaur in particular are interested in like spiritual sites, so sites that have to do with like funerary rites and things like that of ancient aliens, and
okay.
that ties a lot into the story of this POI, which is called Titan's Ring. All that stuff gets developed into other side quests
Leaked.
and story arcs potentially.
Titan Ring.
that can come around because it's like you mentioned before. These aren't just necessarily Minotaur all the time. There are other things that can be happening here, depending on the state of the world.
Got it.
Interesting.
And
They
I
can
see,
provide
I
other
see,
aspects
I
of
see
it, too.
Luna here, for example. She spawned as a side quest because this rain event occurred.
Correct. Yes, she is one of the side quests that are attached to the rain state.
Okay.
Oh,
cool.
what?
She wants me to
They
defeat
have
some
NPCs
mycelium
that-
along the Lonely Oak Creek.
Spawn
assume
during
is up
weather
ahead.
events? That's
Yeah,
crazy.
right around the corner there from you.
Oh, okay, very cool. All right.
Wait, did she
Take a
just
look.
change appearance? What?
Yeah,
Lonely Oak Creek.
one of the, is one of the.
Oh, it's just like a default picture,
take
and
a
then
look.
Luna looks different.
I
Okay.
love the stormy effect. I think obviously players have seen our season system in place, but we haven't really seen a bit more of the weather events, and this looks great. I think Todd did a great job on the kind of rain effect
That's
here.
dope.
Sounds good. I love the WPO on the trees and the wind. Very cool.
Yeah.
So they're supposed to be killing the little mushroom guys.
Sound and environment really shine in this game. I really love the work that they're doing on it.
I could just see me going on a
So if you
quest and
follow
getting
the river
sidetracked
south,
on like
'cause
6
you do
different
still have that
event
commission
quests.
that you picked up very early on to go to the Oaken Bay and Overlook, which is not too far from where you are. It's
ADHD,
just
go Bert.
south of you a little ways. And that is kind of you wanted to check out Oaken Bay anyways, and that will take you to a really nice place to take a look at it.
All right. Let me...
So you can clear the mycelium along the way. I noticed you noticed you forgot to turn in your Una quest. But that's okay.
Which one?
The Una quest?
Did you turn in your Stormcaller quest?
Oh, I think I didn't. Let me go. Where do
Yeah,
I
you can
turn
do
that
that.
in at? Back at the.
Yeah, bring it back to Maho.
Okay, I'm sorry. I can do that.
Bring it back to what?
I just want to make sure
Is
that
that
you
a
get
different
your
node?
request
Is that a
rewards,
new
yeah.
node?
All right, let me grab it.
You can give Steven a little Sherpa.
Actually, you know what? I can probably. Let me just run back there real quick.
Defeat
my way.
1 out of 8 mycelium along Lonely Oak Creek.
Or actually, can I
so you
complete it
actually
from here?
defeated a couple there. Is it just
Side
like the big
quests?
ones?
No.
Okay, cool, that's a
Commissions,
great point.
commissions, you can't. Yeah. Side quests have to go back to either the place that the commission was or the side quest was given, or also potentially other places.
The
side
rabbit's
quest will
eating him.
specify where you're supposed to bring.
Oh wait, no, that's the summon. See the little bleed
And a
effect.
lot of
I
times
just
those-
immediately thought of
That's
the
because
rabbit.
they're leading you to another place that might hold something else related to that side quest you just completed.
Yeah,
Not all
so-
the time, but that's one of the intents.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, breadcrumbing is very important for these.
So wait, he's got to go all the way
Going
back to the
Maho,
city?
That's right.
Maho?
Yeah,
Okay. Let's see, where is Maho?
he is right there on your left.
Oh,
okay,
he's
sweet.
the stream weaver.
Maho, my
I
friend.
thought it was a node. Yuna's dead.
Yuna is dead.
I'm in your
yes, that is very true. He did put up a little bit of a fight, but the weather actually was to his detriment as well.
Yeah.
An
Okay, cool. So I'm
exiled
gonna get
Minotaur
the
near Titan's
Stormcaller's
Ring.
recipe.
Titan's Ring is a location, though.
Additional Minotaur pigment, which is obviously
Interesting.
a rare material component that's probably used in crafting
It is
this.
specifically for crafting Minotaur.
La la la
objects,
la
yeah.
la.
Nice, awesome. Okay. So these different factions hold unique rewards that are delivered both through the questing as well as drop tables for the Minotaurs and other, local environments that contribute directly to crafting those types of items.
Yeah, the Minotaur pigments are actually pretty rare, so we just got a little bit lucky there, but the side quests are a nice way
Wow.
to get a guaranteed little injection of them.
Streamer luck. I wonder what Minotaur
Yeah,
pigment
there's
does
stuff like that for all of the
for crafting.
factions, especially ones that have
Ooh, Arcane Volley.
like a set of crafting, like crafting
Looking
sets and
pretty
things like that.
insane.
Very cool. All right, I am headed back this way, I believe. Is that right?
Yep.
Or did I?
Under the, you need to make your way back toward that. I think you can get there just straight from the way you were going, but
Oh, okay, cool. I'll go back this way.
To the Lonely
you have the Mycelium
Creek.
kills?
Lonely
Uh,
Oak
can't see.
Creek.
Let me see here.
Yeah. That creek is
I don't think you have them.
that river to the right.
I don't think so. Although I
Oh,
see
there's some mycelium.
down here now.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, Mio
imagine just going
skid.
over- the
So
overlook
he
is
needs to
fairly
kill
close to
7 of
where you
these
just were.
guys. The big ones.
Yeah, it's that very last objective you have in your tracker.
Okay. Oh my
Oh
god, he
my
was
gosh.
getting beat the shit out of.
That was unfortunate.
He hasn't done any fire
Yeah, the,
abilities yet, I don't think. I think those
NPC
were
teams.
under
I think they've done just an incredible
development
job lately
during
with
the Mage Showcase as well.
fights
So I
that-
don't think they're ready to be
I
shown
feel
yet,
like the
even though they're on the bar.
encounters are getting very, very fun and dynamic and varied.
Absolutely.
I do
They're
like that
getting
you
very
can kite them
good.
around
Good,
and
actually
stuff.
challenging, right? Now that we're having good representative kind
And
of
they seem to
progression
like actually
within
be
the
able to
two
catch
world-
up to
oh,
the
no,
character,
okay.
unlike
This here.
in Alpha 1 I could just like kite for days.
Attached to his parent. They
Never
can
have to
destroy
really
it.
worry.
Okay, let me see if I can avoid these guys. I'm getting some type of injury. They actually.
Yeah, they will
Poison?
poison you.
I'm gonna sit down here.
Oh no!
Nope, not gonna sit down there.
Just headbutts him.
Let me move forward. Probably not gonna
Run,
sit down
Steven,
there either.
run!
Oh
Dude,
no,
this
we're
is
doing
such a
the
great area.
old-
This place
the
is
old
sick.
Traineroo. I
Imagine
don't know. I
trying to run
can't. I'm
caravans
pod
right
committed.
here.
I am pod committed. It's happening.
I don't think it's possible.
It is happening.
Or if it does, like it
Uh,
probably
where do I
really
need to
slows
go?
the caravan.
Just turn around.
Turn
You are
around.
going-
Okay. All right.
I do like how the
Overlook
map
is, like,
design is built
on
around
those
like
ruins,
caravan
just to
travel
your right.
and
to
how
the
like
right up there.
making certain
Yeah,
choke points
that's
and
the top
stuff
of them,
like
so go
that.
left here.
Oh
and there's the path is to your
no!
left.
No!
Steven, no.
What are we doing?
He is just pulling the
Break
entire
left.
lobby here.
Go up the
I'm
stream.
gonna
to your
go up
left.
there. Oh god! Oh my
Oh,
god!
what the fuck? It's a mimic.
Oh!
Are you doing this?
No, I'm not. I'm really not. I'm really not. I swear.
Oh my
I
gosh.
swear. I'm just trying to run.
Okay, and to the right here.
I'm just running. Here, let me put some
Oh, okay.
up
Little
here.
environmental slow right there.
I did not know we were gonna
Oh
see a
my
mimic either.
God.
Holy smokes! Ah.
Hey, drop aggro
Can I
range
go to the
now,
right?
guys.
The overlook, the overlook is to your right. I don't know if it's safe to even go up there with this many chasing you,
Hold on,
but
hold on. Hold on. Let me just see if I can sleep them. Oh, okay, they're fleeing.
They're fleeing. Oh, the hoarder.
I wonder if I can kill this thing. Oh no, definitely cannot kill that thing.
yeah, it's level 20.
Oh
Okay, they're fleeing.
shit.
They're fleeing. They're fleeing.
Okay, good.
Oh, okay. We did it.
Wait, no, that one's level
And
10.
we
Good
did it.
job.
Thank
Well, it
you.
just says level 10.
Amazing, amazing you survived that.
Where's the homies at?
Oh
Why did
my
they help?
God.
Okay, up the. So the overlook is up on top of these ruins here. Yeah, you can climb right up the
Is
ruins.
it overlook?
Okay.
Oh, because this was
This
the
is
other commission
for,
that he needed to do.
The Oakenbane Overlook. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, this is also a little bit of a dangerous area.
He's got
Yep.
no mana. No mana.
Okay, let's go. Oh, can't go this way either. There's a little watch
Yeah.
dude.
Jeremy made sure that
Gotta
it's
sneak
pretty hard
his
to
way
sneak
all the way
through
around.
here.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's about to get smacked.
Oh god.
He's in a very close quarters with the berserker. Oh my
Nice.
gosh. That's damage.
Oh god.
Ooh,
Oh god.
He just got berserked on. Spin to win.
Oh no. Guys, everybody look away.
Oh,
Eye muffs.
no.
Eye muffs.
I'm ups.
And we're good. We're good. Let me just pick up all
Easy
these
money.
things that I died with. And that's good. And I
like he has
normally
his
don't
own
want to do
cleric
that,
with
but
him.
I am trying to just... I didn't know that guy was going to spin to win right as I was trying to pass him.
That's
So
a
there must be
berserker
like
for
some
you.
sort of like
Just when you
blocker
least expect
too.
it.
I know.
Like
And
terrain.
watch, I'm probably going to get him low here. And he's going to probably get some temp health. As usual.
Okay.
There's the temp
Dude,
health.
why am I nervous? Oh my god. That was
Go.
insane temp health. Okay, there you go.
Got
At
him.
least
Ooh, he
he
got
spun to one
him.
that time and it didn't work out.
That was
for him.
good.
Yeah.
That was a nice shatter. Look at that.
Yeah.
That was a
that was
nice
great.
shatter. Thank you. Thank you, Tyler. I appreciate the additional support there. Right now, the stream is
GM's
most definitely
gaming
roasting me.
Has been improved. Not gonna lie.
Okay, so I'm
He's
assuming
becoming more and more of a
since this
gamer.
is getting a view of Oakenbane that I should be up here.
Yeah, it's also marked on your map and implied in the quest text that you're supposed to climb up here. But
Okay.
Oh, okay. This is a beautiful view,
Comes
actually.
Valen.
nice.
We did it!
And
we
it
have
shows
discovered
weapon experience. That's
the
interesting.
location.
Did
Oh,
you
the
see
note is
that?
there. Okay. We have discovered...
Hold on. The weapon experience here? So it looks like you level up your weapons as well.
Nice.
We did it! We have discovered the location.
Damn,
that's a
oh,
sick
the note is
tree.
there. Okay.
And that's where the node is?
Wow,
Wait.
look at this view.
Wait a minute. We've never seen a node like this yet. That's crazy. First of all, this tree of life thing, this is wild. I don't think we've ever seen anything like this. If this spawns like in every node, that's pretty crazy. And then also, I don't think this is a level 3 node. This might look closer to like a level 4 node, which would be a city state instead of town, which is crazy because we have yet to see that.
Oh my god, what is this?
An ancient
So yeah,
violence.
when nodes level up, they will create new content. New story arcs will start, and story arcs are very big, like big area
Oh, did
changing
it just
things
level
that
up?
can
Is that what
happen.
happened?
Right, well, like we saw with Carfin.
Like we saw with Carfin. This is one for Oakenbane.
Oh wait, it's leveling up right now.
Oh my gosh, that is cool.
What the
Oh, I want to
fuck?
go down there and check it out.
Oh,
it'd
Steven!
be pretty
That's
tough.
a long drop.
Yeah.
Ow.
Wait a
Oh, okay,
minute.
I made it.
What? This is wild.
Oh, this is awesome. Okay, so this area now has entered into a story arc.
Correct. And
Is that a griffin?
You're not right near where the quest givers would get you kind of started on the story for this, but they're not far. And yeah, these would be the quests
Interesting.
involved in story arcs are a little bit more complicated than commission style and side quest style quests, but
Okay.
yeah, there's a whole
These are like story
big
quests.
long chain to deal with the dark magic that you just saw settling in over this once sacred resting place for
Oh.
old heroes.
I love it. This looks great. Well, this was quite a presentation. Obviously, it was really enjoyable to kind of go through, commissions and give the community an insight to Alpha 2, kind of what their daily activities are going to include, but more importantly, how those commissions change the state of the world around you and kick off these almost domino-like effects with regards to events and side quests and the story arcs where you constantly see a changing world around you.
That's
That
crazy.
is really the promise of Ashes. And as the world changes, you're a part of building what's to come next. So, Scott, Tony, Tyler, thank you very much for joining me, and thank you for all
You're
the
welcome.
hard work you guys have been doing. It's really paying off, and it's looking really,
Oh, not
really
me.
fun.
Thanks for having us. It's great to
Awesome.
show it.
Love
Yeah,
it.
thank you so much.
Absolutely. And everyone, I'll see you guys back
That's sick. I want to go back to that. Or is it like right here?
Oh my God, what is this?
Okay, wait.
So yeah, when nodes level.
Okay.
Node leveling up from
Wow,
0
look at this view.
to level 1?
Oh, the
Wait, what? Oh, it's leveling up.
Yep.
As okay. There's a timer for it.
Nice.
We did it. We have discovered the location.
Three,
Oh, the node is there. Okay.
1.
Wow, look
That's
at this
crazy.
view. Oh my God, what is this?
So this is not a node, is what I'm gathering. This is a location. This is like a dungeon area. The node itself, where they came from, like back here, this is leveling up. So when the node levels up, because they did those quests, this location changes. That makes
A
sense.
story arc.
Okay.
Correct.
All right, let's go back to the video. Vision from Avengers. Kind of does, doesn't he? It looks like they're actually using the character creator too. They used to have like more generic models. I think this one is a little
starting
bit
out.
more detailed. I'm not sure if they are using the character creator yet or not.
Out.
But yeah, Vanellope just, oh, I didn't mean to go that way. You can like follow their YouTube page or whatever and check up. They have like the caravan PvP where you're like
I'm
driving the
failing.
caravan through here, and then they
No idea.
will like actually like fight and
Actually,
stuff
let's
like here.
target so-
They actually
Oh,
took
no.
some Phoenix
Okay.
Initiate testers, not me.
Engage them. Go,
And they would
go,
like
go.
fight here. So this is just like open world combat to get supplies that are going from node to node. They have I guess like some ranger abilities and skills.
At first,
They got a bunch of stuff over here, and I've been basically monthly following up on all of these things. So trying to make some
you will be predicated on the
some
distance to the
videos
node,
and
the
just
components
following
of-
along with the
This is
development
gonna be
update like
named
we did
Not
today.
Steven's Caravan.
And
Experience to have ease.
yeah, this is just the caravan system with all the different things that they do here. And they have events
Events kick off.
where they come
Our-
over
our
here and just
progress,
like
our
something
activity,
randomly, like we saw
I
this
just saw one
today,
die.
God,
where events will randomly spawn in the world that you can join in and create parties for and go and do.
two of them.
It's just basically an MMO, but with like interactive quest updates and stuff like that. And the world changes around with you. So it looks like a really fun game for me. But for now, I'm gonna keep on listening to what they got
Or
going on
into
here.
Story arcs. You know, those are other systems of questing that are unique to themselves.
The next question we have here is, can commissions be shared with friends? If I have one, can I just quickly share?
I kind of want to see what they were saying about this in the Twitch chat. Right here-ish. You're doing great, Steven. Spun to 1. Now that I'm here. Oops. I can zoom this in. That much. And there we go. You're doing great, Steven. The Minotaur res himself. That's actually a good shatter, though.
The node is there. Okay.
Magneto needs food.
Wow, look at this view.
The tree.
Oh my God, what is this?
So yeah, when nodes level up, they will create new content. New story arcs will start, and story arcs are very big, like big area changing things that
Wow,
can
that's
happen.
not on
Right,
U5.
like we saw
Yeah, it
with
is on
Carfen.
UE5.
Like we saw with Carfen. This is one for Oakenbane.
Can't wait to play this game. Real
Oh
time
my
node.
gosh, that is cool.
That's cool. Shadowlands,
Oh, I want to go down there and check it
GG.
out.
What the tree doing? Elden Ring
it'd be
vibes.
pretty
Pretty,
tough.
but the rain looks like crap. Kinda.
Oh, okay, I made it.
It looks fine to me. I'm not gonna be paying that
Oh,
much
this is
attention
awesome.
to it.
Okay, so this area now has
What
entered
fall
into
damage
a story
is
arc.
smoke from Lost.
Correct. And
Whoever was
you're
inside
not
that place just had the
right
worst
near where
day.
the quest givers would
Don't breathe
get
in
you
the
kind of
fog.
started on the story for this, but they're not far.
Okay,
Um,
we'll go back up.
Constantly change that number just like that. So it's going to be part of Alpha 2
Oops.
testing that we're
One time from the
Before they get to any questions.
I was been shocked whenever you actually were able to make it. So I was like, wow,
Yes.
they left you alone. I'm going to play the commission's video in the background whilst we go ahead and answer some questions, because you all had some questions in chat for us. Ragnar and Roshan have been great about keeping an eye on. I think there's a watch party happening in Discord, so if you didn't know, you can always hang out with us over there or watch us live here on Twitch. And we are watching all of your questions and gathering the most frequent ones that are relevant to what we're broadcasting today.
Fix it.
The first question here is there a limit to how many commissions I can take at one time from the board, or can I just grab them all?
Currently, the limit is set to 20. You can have
20
active
commissions
commissions at a
taken.
time. And again, this is obviously
It's kind of a lot.
a very tunable thing, right? We can change that number just like that. So it's going to be part of Alpha 2 testing that we're going to see, how do players interact with the commission system? How often are they keeping that 20 slots filled? How often are they deleting slots to make room for others, right? Those are things that we're going to want to watch and we're going to want to tune. But
there's
the
a lot of
idea
people who are saying,
commissions
wow,
is that
20,
they
that's a
should be
lot. And then there's another
relatively
person that
easy and
just
quick,
randomly like, damn,
quests
why is
that
there a
people are
cap?
doing again to help seed the world.
Yeah, and as you noticed, Stephen was able to complete those in the world. So once you complete them, you can actually open it up, get your reward right there. It's very different than what you saw with the side quest or a regular big story arc quest. There were a lot of people asking about story arcs. Yes, we have huge story arcs that are much bigger, broader ones, but those are very different, and you're going to specific areas, NPCs, and things of that sort.
Yeah, and just to be clear, when we talk about that 20 quests, that's for commissions specifically. That does not bleed into side quests or into story arcs. Those are other systems of questing that are unique to themselves.
And the next question we have here is, can commissions be shared with friends? If I have one, can I just quickly share it with a friend? I think that goes for any quest. What is the shareability access for questing?
Yeah, this is actually a very good point of feedback for the community to talk about what you like or dislike about sharing. Currently, it is implemented in such a way where you can share these quests with friends that excuse me, that you're in a party with.
I think this is pretty easy to answer, so I'm just going to pause it here real quick. Sharing quests is just a convenience thing, and even though it's less immersive, it's just one of those quality of life things. I think sharing quests should just be in the game. It's just so annoying if you're like, do you have the quest? No. Okay, let me go back to the town and go get it. Like, that just sucks. It's a game after all. So
but there has been some discussion on the design team about sharing. And the idea is, obviously, it's great to be in a party. We want to incentivize people to be social with one another. And part of that social aspect is being able to share, what adventure you're on.
The thing that sucks is like
people like sharing their
you
quests,
just show up in an event and you're like, can you share quests?
But it seems like an overwhelming so far, but be sure to go under the forums and share that with us. We do have a feedback thread up there. I'll talk a little bit more about that as well. Our next question is, and I guess if the commissions are shareable, what about regular side quests or story arc quests? What is the stance on those things?
Currently, the idea
quests
is that all questing is shareable, right? So you're able to share those things, but that's something that might be tuned, obviously, as we kind of watch players test through Alpha 2.
All right. And then, can players kill important quest NPCs? I believe we've answered this before, but people have. I
think the answer
people
is
really
no,
wanted you
right?
to kill the Minotaur for some reason.
The
quest giver.
The quest giver? No, no, the quest giver is not killable, right? When there is an ability to kill an NPC, there should be a good reason for killing that NPC, and denying content to other players is not necessarily a good reason. So the quest giver themselves are not killable.
We may have some story arcs down the line.
It's a pain in the ass, especially in like WoW and stuff, like where you just kill the NPC and you have to like wait for the event to spawn, for them to respawn or whatever. It's so fucking annoying.
The next one here is, what happens to existing quests in a player's journal if a node levels before they are completed?
Existing quests, so those are still those are still capable of being completed, right? Once you've adopted the quest, you're able to complete it regardless of whether or not the node levels. However, that is not true always. That is not always the case for certain types of, I believe, and I will double check on this afterwards, but I believe that is not always true for certain steps of the story arc. So there are some, and I guess technically, if a node gets destroyed, those quests would also not be capable of being turned in either.
All right. And then the next one, you did kind of showcase this in the game, but we can just address it because it was a common question. Can other players join in on another player's commission or side quest progress? You talked about that just now.
Yes,
you
you
can share
can.
your quest. Does this require partying up? So does it, the element of this that we
The
didn't quite
commissions
answer
don't
is,
require you to
do
party
you
up
have to be in a party to share things?
because it's
Yes,
it's
you do have to be in a party to share things.
wait, really?
There's no
well, to share
sharing on the fly,
things.
just a share radius. You run
What
by
if
But
people.
the
I
node
You got this,
commission
you
is
got
a
pick
this,
node
somebody and then
commission.
reinvite somebody and then keep sharing with people?
as long as
I'm gonna
as long
exploit
as
it,
they're in their
Steven.
party. Yeah, I know. As long as they're in your party, you're gonna get a share marker. If you're sharing too much, you're gonna get flagged. No, I'm just
Okay.
kidding.
Get 'em,
We'll
get 'em.
log people who are sharing too much.
Right.
We will be logging everything, so there will be an element of this that we can track and look into.
Of course, yeah.
See how much
the
we
next
can
question
exploit
here
it.
is: do lightning abilities do bonus damage?
I will be testing exploits in the thing just so that they can
we've
fix
talked
them
about
for the
this in
real game
past.
because
It isn't
exploits
something
suck.
that has been implemented yet, but it is intended that certain weather effects will have certain types of modifying buffs to targets within the area of effect for that weather. So, for example, cold being susceptible to cold-like energy types, and electrical with regards to rain. Like, those are the intent of these weather systems. They add an additional layer of dynamic combat consideration within the area.
And then, was the lightning hazard only for the Stormweaver Minotaur event, or will that continue to happen during the weather?
That looks event
Yes, as I
based,
mentioned in the
but
video,
there
the
are
lightning, the hazardous lightning is actually a combination of the weather event itself, which isn't unique just to the story arc, or excuse me, just to this event. As storms move throughout, as storm events move throughout
Steven
the
knows.
world,
He'll tell you.
they will be
He'll tell you.
accompanied by these types of hazardous
Why am I getting in the way?
environmental features such as lightning. And that's something that I think adds a little bit to the level design or the encounter design for the content.
Don't AFK in a storm. Yeah, that would
And
suck.
that is the majority of the questions that we had. It seems like folks are, hey, these are quests. They understand how quests work. And it was cool to see kind of how
Could you
one
imagine just
commission
sitting
can
in
kind of
like
take you
you're
throughout
just
the world and
AFK in the
kind of
world and
bring
just
you
a
to
weather
explore
event
and see
spawns
more
and you just get
things.
fucking
And you
struck
even
by
saw a
lightning. You're
story
like,
arc get
what
started
the
there
hell?
towards the end.
What just
a node
happened?
leveling up because of the commissions.
Yeah.
And I think maybe we didn't quite address that in the stream or in the video as prominently for folks to understand. But the commission boards, whenever they're taking those are quests that will help the node level up specifically.
Absolutely,
right?
yeah. So let me
Oh,
talk a little bit
Penelope,
more
I do
to
have
that,
something
so
to
I
show you
explain in detail.
Yeah.
later.
So what people saw there, that commission board, you saw 8 available, or I think it was 8 or 10 available commissions. Now, obviously, we're still nailing down how many of those we want to show at any given time. That might even be something that gets progressed as the node levels up. But you'll see that it changes every 30 minutes. And right now, the way it works is certain commissions have certain tiers of rarity.
Right.
And as a player, whether you're a citizen or not, you can establish reputation within a node. And the way you establish that reputation is by completing buy orders, completing commissions and quests, and even completing caravan trips there or out of there. Different interactions
And
that you
taking
would do with
grinding
the
to a
node
whole new
can
level,
yield
by the
you
way.
reputation within that particular node. And the more
Grinding rep.
reputation you have with a node, you get greater access to higher tier type commissions, right? And so as you have access to those greater rare commissions, you'll get better rewards and have unique content that's available to you as a person who's privileged with that reputation. So you can adopt those higher rare commission types. Now, the commissions are constantly changing, and they're constantly seeing the state of the world in order to change and present what's available. But you'll see that as we went through this presentation, commissions are the initial seed. And as you move out into the environment, you're going to be presented with side quests that pop up. And those are also predicated on the state of of the world. So for example, we saw a side quest that popped up due to the storm event. And the storm event was created because there was activity within the area that was brought there as a funnel of traffic from the commission board in the nearby node. And then once that node leveled up as a result of this additional experience being brought there, it kicked off a particular event. And so that's kind of like the full loop between how commissions move to side quests, how side quests create events, how events help to
God,
create
my ADHD is gonna go
story arcs,
wild with
which are these
this.
larger, more intensive, multi-day potential types of quest progression. So this is obviously in a very nutshell format where we can kind of show you that full loop. But these are going to
Yeah,
be
I wonder what
kicking
it's
off
gonna
left
look like
and
with
right.
like
all
thousands of
around
players
you
in
as
an
you look in
area.
the world, and this is kind of your normal activity state within Ashes of Creation. You're constantly finding these things to do, which will give you rewards like recipes we saw within this particular commission, certain unique material components that you can then craft with, obviously riches and gold that you can use through the glint to kind of convert and or trade with. All of that is within the
ADHD
progression
makes
loop.
these games feel so overwhelming.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you
I
for
think the
expanding on that. And of course,
they've said in the
as with
past that
everything here, everything
Ashes of Creation is supposed to be a game where you can't do everything. So you have to just do what you want to do. That's it. So like, if you like PvP, just go ahead, do a couple quests, do some PvP, do some caravan runs, but like doing everything in the world is going to be really, really hard.
It's a work in progress. We are still in alpha. We're moving towards our alpha 2 here coming up in Q3. So stay tuned for more information in regards to that. But in the meantime, if you
And
have
you're not
feedback for
just
us
like
on the
leveling your
commissions
character with
preview
this
that we
stuff, but
showed
you're
you,
like leveling your
please head on
node,
over to our
you're
forums
leveling your
and
city,
make
you're
sure that you
leveling
share your
like
feedback over there.
your
The community team
civilization.
does an amazing job.
You're kind of like
putting
gaining
together
rep,
these
you're
reports that
helping
we
out
then
the
share with
world,
the
you're
development team
changing
and
the
go over
world.
with
There's a
them.
lot that
And
goes
if
on
they
with
have
this
additional
game,
questions, you may see some other dev discussions that come up
which
based
I
on
think
those
is
topics.
crazy if they can actually pull it off.
Definitely give us your feedback. And it doesn't have to be specific.
I'm struggling to see
anything
like
that you saw here,
how this works on a large
that
scale. So
you
that's why I'm
wanna give
really
us feedback
excited to
on.
test
We
it in
are
Alpha 2
very
this year.
much taking that all in and doing our best to adjust things as we move forward, especially as we get closer to Alpha 2. And with that, we're going to swap
You fall
on
behind
over
and lose
to our
interest.
studio.
When you play with a group and everyone else that doesn't have the same issues, I fall behind and lose interest.
Yeah, absolutely.
So like
Well, the
when you're like
studio
questing
is
and stuff
kicking
like
off
that, you
this
just
year like
hold on, sorry. When you're like questing and stuff, you just have like, well, are you saying you want to go to like different quests and other people are like doing other things, or like what? Oh, while I do this, I can show you this while I ask you. I think it was. I just want to see everything. There's too many things to see / do. Sometimes you just gotta play on your own at your own pace, you know? Like, yeah, just let other people dictate how you want to play. And if you're playing with a group, this is a group intended game, but you can generally have like main objectives. Like, imagine this group. This is your PvP group. Like, you're guiding this caravan all the way through to the next node, and like that's just one thing. It's not going to deter you from anything. Oh, and also, I guess just this is the thing that I wanted to show you.
Adds a lot of class identity to your character, right? Is like when your party invites me, or your raid invites me, like what do I provide to the group? And that's where we
They're just driving the little caravan all the way through. And then they come up to this little water area.
What you're gonna do is roll up here and go ahead and walk your caravan as far into the water as it'll let you.
Yeah, kind of. It's like a Arcage thing. Steven was a big fan of Arcage.
I see beautiful Carfin.
And then Carfin is a
on your caravan
vertical dungeon. The Tower of Carfin is a vertical dungeon.
Convert to raft.
So you get to start building your caravan.
Just deploy this
as a raft.
Yep, just deploy it.
To deploy it over rivers.
Oh.
So then eventually it'll build. And like you can kind of see it building right up here.
Into it must be
constructed.
And then it constructs, and then
as we're duck,
I think it dumps right here.
It may not be a scout, but I can go take a look.
We got the no.
Okay, so they go fighting again.
I think it's almost done.
And there you go.
There we go.
Boom.
Oh,
how sick is that?
I'm running.
While everybody else is having PvP, you're
Rangers
like
to the ship.
driving
quickly.
the caravan into the river.
We must depart this area. Everyone on board.
Everyone's got to swim, get in it.
Chris,
And the other thing
Bucky,
that's really
do
cool
what you can
about
to hold them.
Ashes is for Alpha 2, they already have an underwater raid boss. So
It's
there's
just-
going to be an ocean raid boss that like we can go out and fight into the ocean. And this is just a raft. There will also be like ships and like naval battles and stuff like that you can happen. There is open PvP in the world ocean as well. So PvP will be corruption based. So like if you try to grief by like killing like a level 1 character when you're level 50, you'll get a bunch of corruption, which will you won't be able to enter towns without getting attacked by guards. You'll lose a bunch of XP, or you'll get XP debt. You don't lose levels, but you gain XP debt. So say you kill somebody, you have 500 XP before you can start leveling again. You have to grind out 500 XP before you start leveling again. That's kind of how XP debt works. So you'll never lose your strength, but you'll always have to like, you'll be detrimented if you kill too many people or whatever, if you grief too much. So that's kind of how that works. And if it's mutual PvP where you attack somebody and they attack you back, you don't get any XP debt. You just, you're just fighting. That's just PvP. That's just how it works. So, and then you also like will lose more materials. I don't think you'll ever lose like full items unless you're corrupted. I think being fully corrupted is the only time that you'll lose items. But even then, that'll be rare. Unless like you're just like a complete dickhead. So yeah. I like how that is.
Crazy. We have got a lot of stuff going on. This is probably the most intensive year we have ever had in the history of the studio. Obviously, we are continuing to work diligently towards delivering on Alpha 2 in the third quarter of this year, as we announced, and hiring has been going great. Obviously we talked a little bit last stream about the state of the industry. It continues to not be a great state for the industry. And again, our hearts go out to those individuals. But
Studio
what I will
tour
say
win.
is this.
Yeah, true.
I have been through a number of interviews over this month for people joining the team, and we are very close to passing
Which is crazy because of how many layoffs
mark
there've
for
been.
the studio size. If we haven't already, I'm not sure. But what I will say is something very interesting. I actually had two interviews over the course of this last 2 weeks, where they told me that they were laid off from their previous company, and that some of their friends who are not developers but are players that were excited about Ashes of Creation were pestering them to come and apply to us and look at the game.
That's awesome.
And I thought, I said to them, hey, if you ever watch our live streams, we use our community to help evangelize the game, obviously, right? To help kind of spread the word about Ashes of Creation, about our studio. And what a great thing it was to see that come full circle. There are individuals out there who are in need, and you guys did a great job. Those of you who helped to support spreading the word for Ashes, spreading the word for Intrepid Studios on your social media. Look at that. It came full circle, and we got some amazing candidates who joined the team over the course of this last month, who are going to be able now to bring their tremendous talent to the production of Ashes, which is, obviously what we're here to deliver on. So kudos to you guys in the community for helping to spread that word. Additionally, I would say that, we have got a lot on our plate. We've got a lot on our plate. We are approaching the end of this milestone with our last sprint for milestone 9, or excuse me, for milestone 8. And we've got a lot of planning ahead of us to deliver on our third quarter.
We don't know what these milestones are, but they keep mentioning them.
Margaret, there's something you wanted to talk a little bit about, kind of on what to expect with regards to, the feature set that we're going to be launching Alpha 2 with, because we've been getting a lot of questions about that.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up in the Q&A, but we can bring it up here as well because it is, pertinent to Alpha 2. But basically, we have a plan. So just stick with us. We'll share information with you guys as we go forward. But right now, we're not going to be. We don't want to get people all hyped for what's in Alpha 2 when we're not quite there, right? So we have a cadence in which we will be providing information, but stay tuned. We'll have a guide for Alpha
Typical.
2 with information on what you can expect, what features you're going to be able to see, what systems, what archetypes are going to be available, etc. at the start of Alpha 2. And then as we go forward throughout Alpha 2, because it is going to be a long one. It's not similar to Alpha 1 where, we were up for like a month and then we're down. So it will be a long-term thing that we're going to be doing for quite a bit. And we will be sharing updates throughout
maybe
that.
not
For the big
years
updates, you'll see
in
news
Alpha
posts
2.
for those with information on what systems and features and content is going to be available for you all. And then obviously for the smaller ones, we'll have smaller patch updates. But for all of the updates, we'll always give you guys patch notes for those.
I will be
But this
doing
being displayed in
patch
different
note
ways. So for the big
rundowns
ones,
as
you'll
well.
see news posts. For the smaller ones, you will see those.
That is something I
probably
do
through the
intend to
forums
do.
or whatever means we decide that we're going to be doing those in. Probably in a couple different places, but making sure that all of that information is available to you all as we move forward, especially for our Alpha 2 playtesters.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
stick
so
with
that's
us.
the update.
Yeah, and there will also be other things that we're sharing. I know the community team has a lot of really cool community programs that they want to run during Alpha 2 as well. So even if you're not part of Alpha 2 in the sense that you don't have a key or you're not able to really like play yourself, there will be lots of ways that you can engage and watch. Obviously, people will be streaming. There's plenty of content that will be available to you. People will be making YouTube videos. We're going to be working with content creators. I know that content creators keep asking us when we're going to be sending out invitations. We will share that information as well. Right now, we are.
I did put in my invitation. They said they're going to review it. So
feel free to
waiting
apply
on that
for us. And we will be closing that application at some point in order to start sending out invites. And those invites will go out in groups. And then we will slowly get through everybody. But our goal is to respond to everybody. Stephen really wants us to, even the people who aren't able to make it into the program, we want to give them reasons why. And primarily, the reason it's going to be why is that you're not making content. So really our goal is that you should be making consistent content. We aren't looking for just only the big streamers. We are looking at anybody who's creating consistent.
The reason why you got denied,
content. So
you ain't making
just necessarily, if you only have 100 subscribers, that's not a big deal to us. It's really about the content and the consistency in which you're making your content.
That's awesome.
So we don't want to.
I got a chance.
I got a chance, to be able to help us make content and create an amazing Alpha 2 experience for folks. And for those of you who didn't get part of it because our pre-order packs are down, we have been doing giveaways. For our Valentine's Day, we did a huge campaign that was a bunch of giveaways for Alpha 2. So stay tuned for those things. If you're not following us on social, we're at Ashes of Creation in all of the places. We share that information for you all. So next one, make sure you're keeping your eyes out. But we did get a lot of people involved with that. So thank you for doing that. We had a good laugh reading your guys' Valentine's Day goodies.
By the way, I just want to give a shout out.
Yes.
Give a shout out.
The little goblin mask.
Yeah, go for it.
We had a glorious fan who I can't recall the username now, but maybe you can find out while I'm talking about this.
Yeah.
Sent in this awesome mask, and for those of you who might recall,
that was from the events.
If anybody in chat knows where this mask came from, does anybody know in chat where this mask came from?
Goblin raid.
This mask came off of one of the NPCs, our shaman goblin.
Yep.
And this individual recreated it. What was it? Do you have their name? Do you know their name?
I was waiting for Peter to get back to me.
Oh, Peter, got it. And it is really, really cool.
Pockets art. Pockets
art. Oh
so
my gosh.
They had posted on the forums their creation process, and they had messaged me on Discord and said, "Hey, I really want to send this to Steven because." And if you guys noticed, we had a clip of Steven saying he's like, because I was like, I would wear that mask. I hope that we can make that be a player one too. So when you kill
the community is awesome.
You have a chance to.
I love the Ashes community.
There are some
I would wear that. cringe people.
I would wear that in real life.
The people that actually interact and
have
some positivity and stuff.
Of Steven wearing it.
We got a good community.
So
I'll put it that way.
Honestly, we are so thankful for all of you. It is really, really cool to see the amazing community creations that you guys make for us. I mean, we have so many that every Friday we share a new fan art, right? Like that is so cool for us to be able to experience as developers. We share that with all of our development teams as well. And they
I'm just now realizing it.
And their thoughts on it. And it's just always exciting to see something that we create getting fan art for it. That's so cool.
No, they tell me to put it on. I'm sorry. I'll put it on for the Q&A.
Let's go.
All right. And with that, we're going to do character art if we want to switch to
that.
It's
a full ass mask.
Okay, I'll put it on for the art segment.
Okay.
For the art segment. Nice. Okay, so that's some Pyre models. I like that. Oh, Margaret got muted. He can't do it with the headphones on. That's sick, though. That mask is dope. And the pyres look amazing as well. I love the clothing. The little tunic with the little sash and everything. That's sick.
There.
I love the foot
Sorry,
wraps most of
apologies
all.
for that.
The foot wraps are the
I
best.
fixed it in the one scene. I didn't fix it in this one. This is our
Okay,
Pyre
can you hear me?
starting gear. Yeah, they can hear
Their
me.
starting gear?
It
God
actually fits
damn.
pretty well.
I might have to
think
be a
it
pyre
needs
now.
to
Look
be,
at
like,
the
the
look
eyes
at that.
need to be down a little
They
more.
got some
There you
sick
go.
There you go. How
clothing.
about
There
I
you
want
go.
that
So you can actually
clothing.
see.
Better.
Um,
Okay.
We've been
should like
showing some of the
glasses on.
starting gear as
I
we're
don't want
moving forward,
branchlers,
but
though.
obviously, if you guys have thoughts and feedback, feel free to share them with us. But this is kind of the Pyre one
I love
that we're
it.
working towards.
Steven the Goblin
Next
Shaman.
up, we've got some Bard goodies. Last time we kind of ended the stream with a little Bard teaser. Obviously, it was more of a joke, not like our final Bard animations and songs. But
Can we see out of
Definitely. It was
that?
a good joke,
it
actually. I
was
loved it.
it was a joke, but we hope that you all enjoyed
Put
it.
the glasses
we are
on over,
working
yeah.
towards Bard goodness. So we have a lot of instruments being
bards.
created. Animations for those instruments are going to be created. We have abilities and things of that
Oh
By the
my
sort.
way,
gosh.
we had a lot of people in the community that not only liked the meme, but were really interested in Bard. Bard
Yeah.
is not traditionally a
It looks
class that
sick.
gets a lot of interest, I think,
You think?
population wise. Yeah, oh yeah. I don't think it's like I don't even say it's in the top 3 of the games that offer Bard as a class to play. I would say it's
Are
definitely
there any
not in the
games that
top 3
offer
most,
Bard as a
like, played
class?
classes
Is
in
it just
those games.
Ashes?
Yeah, I would say it's not in the top 3, but in a few
Like
of the games
D&D,
that I
obviously?
have played in the past, they have been pretty prevalent, primarily because song weaving and buffs and things like
sure.
that
Oh,
are
I
required.
guess
So almost every raid
Final
has
Fantasy
needed them,
has
and I
the
think
Archer
that
upgrade
is
to Bard.
awesome.
I just think they never come close to, like, tank, rangers, mages, like those usually are the population
Yeah, so
tilt.
support characters definitely
For sure.
don't
I don't disagree with that.
uh,
But hopefully
match
we
up
make
to
it
all
so
the other
cool
ones.
that more people want to play bards.
Right, I can't see
And
them.
I know that they're working hard towards that.
But Bard
lots of
for
instruments to be
Ashes sounds like
created.
it's
If
going to be
there's
really, really
instruments that
fun.
you're interested in, I'm sure we'll make a social post about it, asking you what kind of bard instruments you'd like to see, and perhaps maybe you'll see some new
Great
instruments
Jedi
being
the
created
Balance.
that you
Bard is like Master Yoda's
the next
battle
one
meditation.
here is an arcane mind set of armor. Obviously, you'll see some NPCs with this. Maybe player.
Is this Elven? I think this is
Usability at some
Empyrean,
point.
maybe? No.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this might be Troll. Not
We show off the
Troll.
Carpet
What
yet?
is it called?
That's
Vec.
I'm
Vec.
saving that one for last. 'cause
Oh,
it's-
okay. Good call. Good call.
But it is next up. So the next one is the Carfin set. And this is the Carfin Light set. So there will be other sets that
Carfin
are
Light.
created. But
These are the
Interesting.
Carfin robes.
yes, the
Ooh.
Oh
robes.
my
So we'll
god.
first show
That is so
images.
sick.
Look
and
at that model.
And I think there's a sketch.
Dude, I love
area
their
right here. This
clothing.
is like the
Their clothing
concept,
looks so
and then
sick
you
in
can
all
see
of their
how
concept
Oh
art.
yeah, that was the
And their
concept.
concept art.
I think Lloyd did the concept.
I was
Who
like,
did the
me?
modeling? Was that
I didn't put them in
Manny?
this month. This week was a chaos.
Their
for me,
concept
so
art
that I
almost
actually didn't
always
get the
mirrors
art. And we
pretty
had some
close to what
VPN
they show
stuff
in
with
game.
VPNs being up and down, so I was kind of rushing for the art stuff.
So this is a set of robes that you can acquire through progression within the Tower of Carfin.
I think
That's so
Manny
sick.
worked on it, is what they're saying.
Nice.
So thank you,
Awesome.
Manny.
I would
Well
not wear the
done, Manny.
hood, but
Yeah, it looks pretty awesome.
the robes
and then
themselves
we have
look
the
so
turntable
sick.
for it as well, so you can see it in all its 3D glory.
And by the way, there's one thing there that I want to make sure, you guys in the community, one of the promises we made early on, because we incorporate, as you guys know, cosmetics as a part of our monetization strategy. Obviously, no pay to win, no pay to convenience, but we do offer a cosmetic marketplace.
There's 9 different
and intend
races,
to for
but
launch.
Mhm.
This is the quality of in-game
there's no factions.
cosmetics, gear that you can acquire.
So you won't
Compare
have
that
like
to the
Alliance versus
cosmetics
Horde.
that
You'll
you've
just have
seen
9
modeled,
races and
and
you
now you
can
can
go to
understand
wherever you
how
want in the
we
world.
aim to have parity between those two things. A lot of games that I've been a player of,
The cosmetics look better.
exactly.
Yeah.
They
Miss
weight
Tell.
your incentive,
True.
and they incentivize you.
So they
to
have
acquire
2
the
variations
cosmetics
of
because
human,
they
2
always look
variations of
way
elf, 2
better
variations
than
of
what's
dwarf, and then
achievable
they
in
have
game.
1 beast
This
like
is our attempt to create
race as
parity
well.
in that regard. So
And
you
this is
guys
the
can
light
you guys
set,
can
so
give
the
us your
robes.
feedback on that. Right, you'll see the plate probably
So like
next
the
month, I think I
humans
just
are
saw it
the
completed.
Kalar
Yay.
and
Yes.
the
Yeah, you'll see the Carfin plate set as well.
Valar.
Yeah, so there will be
And then
medium and heavy
the
armor
elves
as well. So
are
stay tuned
Empyrean
for more
and
of that goodness.
Pyrian.
But yeah, we
Orcs are
we do plan
Renkai
on
and
doing
Vec,
cosmetic
and
still,
Tolnar
but
are
of
the
course,
beast
in-game
race.
stuff should be really awesome. It should be something that when you achieve it, people are look at you and go, "Oh, you completed the
Oh my
Carfin stuff.
God,
Yeah, you worked
yes.
hard for
Oh, and
that."
Dwarf is
We understand.
Dunir
I think,
and the
especially Steven
Nikua.
and I, we're huge competitive gamers.
Yeah.
I don't
want to
wanna piss off
show off the
Thogli
work
and
that
all the
we've
other
done. We
dwarven
want that for you guys
Oh,
as
I
well.
hated it. I hated
homies.
it when nothing you did in game looked anywhere near the person that swiped. Now, not to say I couldn't swipe. I swiped all day long, but I didn't like the fact that the achievement level of reward was not on par with the swipe reward. That was unfortunate.
I still wore the achievement stuff because I want people to know. I want you to know.
Steven is a whale.
what I did. But
I'm a
that's
whale
our
too. When it
update
comes
for
to
this
cosmetics and
one,
shit.
stay tuned for more. We don't want to
I think I've
spoil everything for you guys, but we do want
I've
to
spent a
keep
lot of
you
money
informed.
already on all the cosmetics for Ashes. I'm not gonna lie.
Somebody said whale noises.
Yeah, that is
So
definitely the case.
It's so good.
But hey, those people keep the lights on sometimes. We do need the income coming in from that stuff, but we also want it to be, make sure that you guys have a cool gameplay experience.
I was funding development studios long before I started one.
It's really funny because I've worked at
Steven's already put like 70 mil into this game.
Like people who had spent
of his own money
millions on cosmetics, and it's just amazing to me that I'm just like, why? Like, you're not even wearing in-game armor ever at that point. Like, you just have
no. Why would I?
everything.
All the in-game armor looks like shit.
Of course, we have some questions from you guys on
I gotta
the forums,
look
and this will
sick.
be wrapping
I gotta
up
have
today.
the drip.
If you don't know, we always put up a Q&A before the stream, so like we tell you the topic, we give you the Q&A.
There's no way I'm wearing in-game armor.
That you fill that out.
However, Ash's in-game armor looks pretty sick. So all the money that I've spent on cosmetics already, I might not even use. That's how crazy it is.
That's a great tangent. Nice. We have, since a single armor set will look different on each race, how will we have large varieties of in-game achievable gear for each race if we have to make 9 different looks for each set?
Well, our approach to that's funny that we have this question. That is hilarious. Well, the approach for that is to create a modular piece set for armor creation. And the way we achieve that is by 2 steps. So on the modeling side, each race has these
like heights
geo sets, basically, where you're creating pieces of the armor for heavy plate armor, for medium, for robes, and you get to grab those modular pieces and mix and match as design makes a request for a particular set to the art teams. So design comes along and they say, hey, we have a theme for a set that we want to create. So let's use Carfin in that example. And that theme from design's standpoint is going to include color. It's going to include materials. It's going to have an etymology for the set, right? To kind of give a background so that they can incorporate certain types of attachments, whatever they want to include on the art side. Then the character team says, okay, let's take our base sets of Geo and let's mix and match those pieces to create the Carfin set. And then we're going to do a material pass on it. And then we're going to do a color pass on it. And that way we have a lot of essentially pieces of the puzzle to create these many different unique sets. Now, we can also deform pieces across from race to race. So even if we create unique geo on a per race basis, we can grab the pauldron from the human set and put it onto the Vec representation. So, and the end game there is that we have a particular set, for example, Carfin, and that Carfin is being communicating the theme. And when you don the armor for the Carfin set, you've acquired the Carfin set and you put it on, it is going to look Vec if you're a Vec. It is going to look Kalar if you're a Kalar, but it is still going to have the identity and the theme of the Carfin set.
All right.
Okay.
And then our next question is
like the only way to do it. I don't know if there's another
which
way.
Is from AdAstra224 on the forums. Will commissions include tasks or quests that are reflective
But it's nice that they're doing it for each
type,
race.
of the node type that are issued in, or the node's affiliation with a specific social organization?
Wow. Do we have a
very
bug in the
specific.
office? No, this is
Wait,
so
hold on,
funny.
hold
Like, I
on.
was just
Are
I
reflective
missed
of
that one.
node type, that are issued in, or the node's affiliation with a specific social organization.
wow. Do
I
we
know,
have a
very
bug in the
specific.
office? No, this is so funny. Like I was just talking about this a few days ago, Chris.
One of Chris is over there on an alt.
I know Chris is like, let me ask this question. Yes, the answer is yes. Nodes will reflect the theming that the node has, and that theming can be influenced by things such as
Race.
the identity of the node from a node type perspective, what social organizations, what religious organizations, even what
Oh, wait,
policies
what?
the node has chosen to enact. Those will all be represented in the types of commissions that the node has to pull from.
Oh, okay.
And
Commissions.
so in
I
that
thought
way,
they were talking
you
about
are
aesthetically.
solidifying the identity of that node, and
That's dope.
again, the dynamic state of the world that gets represented.
And then our
So
next one is
a
from
religious
Plastic
node
Lemons.
will
Don't eat
have
those.
religious
Social reputation
favored
is the
commissions and
topic.
quests
Will
that
there
are
be a
being
way to put notes
implemented
on
based on
characters so we
like
can track who we like or
mayoral
dislike,
commissions
or
and
who we
regular
don't
commissions?
want to affiliate ourselves with?
That is currently
I also missed
not
that
an
too because I was talking.
pull from. And so in that way, you are solidifying the identity of that node, and again, the dynamic state of the world that gets represented.
And then our next one is from Plastic Lemons. Don't eat those. Social reputation is the topic. Will there be a way to put notes on characters so we can track who we like or dislike, or who we don't want to affiliate ourselves with?
That is currently not an intended system that's facilitated within the game.
That should just be
Nothing's
player
stopping,
made, right?
obviously, players from keeping their own notes of individuals with whom they want
hit
to
list?
remember. Yeah, your hit list, or
There should be like a
even
public
your good
bulletin
list,
board
right?
of like
I remember a particular occasion back in a game that I played where I was in a tower. It was called Kruma Tower, and at a very low level, I made friends with a particular prophet who would give me buffs anytime I would come in. And I remembered who that prophet was. And later I saw in Shout, this was probably like months later, and I moved obviously away from Kruma Tower. Months later, I saw in Shout this prophet was getting accosted by other players within an area called the Dungeon Valley Cave. And I went to her aid because of that reputation, that relationship that she had built, right? That's the unique aspect of MMOs.
Yep.
And that
I remember a
spun
lot
off
of
a whole
people
war that
from
lasted years
Classic.
on that server just because I went there to help her. But
Did
obviously,
you go there, or did you bring like a posse with you?
I brought my guild with me, and then we helped her, and that caused a war that
There
lasted a
you
long
go.
time.
That's awesome.
But no, we won't plan to have in-game tools to kind of provide that tracking. Instead, you will be expected to track that yourselves.
All right. And the next one is from Snow Elf about the character creator access. Will players who do not have Alpha 2 access be able to test the character creator?
Oof. I don't think
At some
so.
point, yes, in the future, there will be an ability for players who do have an account with Ashes of Creation, but may not have access to Alpha 2. We intend to provide character creator access, but
That's
that
nice,
will likely be
actually.
closer to beta or launch.
Yeah.
That's nice.
For now, it's going to focus on the people who have purchased access and are helping us
Correct.
test things. So keep that in mind. But we do have a plan of putting the character create out early for our Alpha 2 users. So do stay tuned for information regarding
Oh
that.
shit. I can't wait.
In fact, that
we,
testing
I wonder if
might
that's going to be under
starting very
NDA.
soon.
Yes.
Wait, what? What?
But may not have access to Alpha 2. We intend to provide
and are helping us
Correct.
test things. So keep that in mind. But we do have a plan of putting the character create out early for our Alpha 2 users. So do stay tuned for information regarding that. Next
In fact,
up,
that testing might be starting very soon.
Yes.
Let's
Always keep
go.
an eye on your emails. Make sure that we don't get put in your spam box, so that if you get an email from us, you know what's up. But we'll also
can't wait.
in other places to make sure people know that we have sent out emails.
Let's go.
117 is asking about
Very,
harvesting
very
bosses.
soon.
Can
Quote unquote,
only
Steven.
one gathering artisan harvest resources from a single boss, or can multiple different artisans harvest different parts from a boss for different resources? For example, a lumberjack gets a special wood from Tumok's tree weapon, while an herbalist gathers the flowers from that same tree weapon, etc.
So we don't have the concept of like harvesting from bosses. NPCs follow a reward
Just a
table
generic
format
looting.
where those reward tables are global. They're not unique to particular players, right? So once the NPC is vanquished, you have access to the loot container that is its corpse, and it has a static value of either materials or items that get dropped, and whatever the party loot settings are that you might be a part of, or if you're a solo player, you will be able to recover those things.
Yeah, just basic.
All right.
Basic stuff.
Next up, we have
Seems
from
normal.
Ace1234 wanting to know about character stories. What is your vision for the overall player story when comparing the more emergent personal stories versus the more curated story arcs?
I'm sorry. Say that one last time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that confused
What
me
is
too.
your
I have
vision
no idea
for
what they
the
said.
overall player story when comparing the more emergent personal stories versus the more curated story arcs?
Yeah, absolutely.
Huh.
So all the narrative keeps in mind, what the meta narrative is of the server, right? And that's something, we have generally kept relatively close to the chest. It's something that we don't want to spoil.
Yeah, we
leading up
don't
to
know
our
anything about
testers
any of that lore or
participating in
anything.
Alpha 2 and Beta and eventually launch.
Makes sense.
It is,
Why give away
however,
the game before the game even launches?
true that there is a meta narrative that exists within Ashes. There is a purpose why you are on Vera again, and the supporting narrative structures are there to reinforce what that meta narrative is. So players will have insight to that as they, travel and adventure within the world.
All right. And Roni Scaponi wants to know about summoner stats. Will summoners want to build different stats when playing as either a DPS, healer, or tank role?
Yes.
I mean, technically, always, yeah. Like,
it is
whatever you are speccing into, you generally want to
summoners
spec
understand
those
the role
stats.
they're trying to hybridize into, as that decision might influence the types of stats they want to spec for.
That's for
All right.
true for
and
any
then
class.
Gizmo wants to know about quest drops.
You don't want to be a
Low
ranger
drop rates
with
for quest items
intelligence
can sometimes
base
feel
unless
bad.
you're like an
How
arcane
do you
ranger.
plan on creating quests with lower drop rates? When Ashes of Creation may have a system that incorporates dynamic and reactive environment and monster population balance.
So how do we incorporate on?
These are some
So let's say you have a
detailed
quest,
questions.
and it requires some drops off of minotaurs.
Yes.
And it is a rarer drop rate, or low drop rate. How are we going to handle those situations, or do we intend for those those type of situations?
We intend for those types of situations, right? I mean, when you think about the reward loop,
Someone in chat's just like, just farm.
Just farm, bro. Yeah.
When you think about those reward loops, scarcity is obviously what can drive the excitement or the
fucking gray
dopamine
box
response when that success is had.
You know what's funny
if
is
something
that
is easily attained,
Pirate
then
Software. I love watching that guy. He was watching one of the previous Ashes of Creation videos, and all they did was blur it. And Pirate Software was like, or his name is Thor. Thor was just like, blurring doesn't obscure anything. Just so you know, he's like, because he's a cybersecurity like analyst or like professional. He's like, blurring it just doesn't really matter. So it's funny that they watched his video, his little short on it. I guess I can't really see it right here. They watched a short on it, and they put a gray box over the blur.
The importance of attaining it is obviously diminished. So where it makes sense for us to ensure that certain drop rates are not menial, right? We don't want people to, farm just for the sake of farming, so to speak.
You should be getting rewarded for that, right?
Exactly right. Yeah. There is when you're spending time, you are advancing in some vertical, some progression path.
Oh, that
right?
sounds like drop rates are a cumulative drop rate. So if you have like a point, like say you have a 1% chance of getting something out of like 100, 1 out of 100. That's what 1% is, obviously. So you have a 1% chance of getting something, and then you kill 60 things without getting that loot item. You have a then 61% chance on the next mob that you kill to get that item. That's what that sounds like.
However, that is again to reinforce the fact that there will be very rare drop table items, right? And we want to ensure that that scarcity is preserved, so the importance of attaining the thing feels good.
I mean, that's why we farm raid bosses, right? We want to get all
That's
the
right.
loot off the loot table, get everybody geared up in your guild.
Yeah.
That is
And
pretty.
that actually, it touches something tangential actually to that as well, which
Yeah.
is that adventuring is not easy in Ashes. Our intent when we actually, focus on balance, which we haven't really done too much yet, but we will here in the very, very near future. The intent is that encounters are difficult. The world is dangerous. It is not a cakewalk to progress within Ashes.
That's
And
good.
that fact reinforces when you get the scarce drop that you will feel a difference in your performance or in that environment, right? So naturally, Ashes is going to gravitate towards a more difficult gameplay loop when it comes to adventuring and combat.
Yeah, and you want that fat loot so that it gets easier. Well, for that marker. The next question here, our penultimate, is from Akabear, and it is about caravan operators. These next two are caravan related. Will there be a limit on the number of times a caravan can change hands if successfully taken over during a journey from one node to another?
No, there is there is no
Okay.
limit. A caravan can be destroyed. That
I did have
caravan
that
can be
question too.
destroyed. The caravan thereafter could be destroyed. The driver of the caravan can be killed and commandeered and done as many times as is permitted through the situation that is player driven.
All right.
Wait.
And our last
And a
question here, our penultimate, is from Akabear, and it is about caravan operators.
I have
These
to
next two
understand
are
this.
caravan related. Will there be a limit on the number of times a caravan can change hands if successfully taken?
Caravan
Oh, there will not be a
when
limit
considering
on
risk
how many
versus
times the
reward.
caravan
What
can
would
be
be
traded.
the incentive to run multiple player protected caravans if similar results could be achieved by each individual player riding a mule instead?
That's
Sure.
different.
So the trade-off between the mule capacity and the caravan is really what is at risk, right?
Yep.
You are not able to
You have to balance between the load of the caravan versus
the
individual
type of
loot.
cargo capacity that's available within a caravan system, because we have certain crate sizes, of which only the smallest crate size can be leveraged with a mule. That is something that obviously is the inherent risk between the two systems. The reward, however, is that you are
get
now
more
no longer
materials that way.
subject to the opt-in event, but
got one shot.
instead are governed by our flagging system as a protective measure, although it is not entirely protective, because players can choose to still kill you with risk of corruption in exchange for the reward of taking your shit or taking your stuff. Sorry.
Okay.
I wonder.
But
I'll
that
have
is
to
going to
test
be
it in
it for
A2, but
Q&A. Thank you
I
all
want
for
to know
submitting your
how much
questions. We hope
corruption
that you like the answers. If you don't,
will
give
like
us your feedback on
actually
that too. We are always
feel
taking
bad
in
versus
that,
like
your
just
thoughts on everything. And of course,
if
you can
it's
head
like really
on over to our
impactful getting
forums,
corrupted or not.
forums.ashesofcreation.com and submit your feedback over there. We
I think it'll
did
be
a caravan
useful.
video for
It
those
might piss some
because we
people
had a
off in
lot of
A2
caravan
though.
questions right there. If you didn't know, we did a caravan PvP.
Maybe I'll just do it with my guild and be like, hey,
live
can I
stream
kill
last
you
time.
like
You can
6
check out all the
times
content
to
over
figure
on our
out
YouTube channel over
how
there.
bad
Follow us in all the
corruption is
places. We are Ashes of Creation
or something like
everywhere.
that?
And if you
Or let
head on
somebody
over
else
to
kill me that many times. I don't really care.
I was just going to say, we also have one additional update, which I believe that you guys released something on the community side, which was our minimum spec and recommended spec.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Our KB article for our min and rec spec have been updated for Alpha 2 specifically. So that will change as we get closer to
I think it's a
betas
2060
and launches, and you will see
series,
that
but they
progressively
are
change.
balancing
But
for
that information
1080.
is available to you guys if you head on over to our support page and check that out, support.ashesofcreation.com. And that has, if you type in min rec spec, I'm sure maybe someone can post it in the chat too, so you have the link really easily. But that is what we are aiming for Alpha 2, so you can kind of preliminarily prepare yourself for that if you are part of the Alpha 2 playtesting.
Yes, and I just want to give a quick shout out to our team, specifically Tech Art, Environment, and our engineering teams. They are overhauling performance-related work over the course of this last month, as well as next month
Windows
and the month
10?
thereafter in
All right,
preparation for Alpha 2.
We'll pause. Windows 10, 64-bit, i3 processor. It's pretty low spec, actually. NVIDIA GeForce GTX 460. No way. That is really fucking low. Broadband. This is the minimum system. Recommended is an i7 1060. Wow, that's even lower than what they originally thought. They originally thought they were going to do 1080. So this is actually crazy. It's about 15 gigs. That's wild. Minimum is 6 gigabytes of RAM. I don't know. That seems really low, no? Is Unreal Engine 5 that good? These are really low specs for a game that looks like
This
this.
is some rabble, you know. These guys don't have anything on us.
Easy.
That's crazy. That is insane.
You guys should see some significant gains in the demonstrations that we continue to provide leading up to Alpha 2 with regards to that work. And in addition, Chris, Gabe, John on the environment side are undergoing some significant lighting changes, which are going to impact and influence the visuals of the game in a very
Which is crazy
people
because
have
like
feelings about
legit only one dev update ago Asmin said something about the lighting and they're already making significant lighting changes on the entire world.
lighting today.
Like, that's how
I
quick they
want
are
you guys
to
know that
respond
when we
to
talk
community
about
feedback.
how things are still a work in progress, this particular endeavor is likely going to have the most impact on the visuals of the game as they continue to work on lighting. That's going to be a
crazy.
switch that we flip when it's ready, minus the pun, I apologize, for how
Lighting.
the world
Flip
looks
switch.
and
Get
their
it?
work that they're doing. So just want to keep you guys abreast of that. It is exciting times when it comes to that work.
Yeah, it's super exciting. We are very excited for that. And of course, if you head on over to our YouTube channel on our Ashes of Creation for this February development update, if you leave a comment, subscribe to us, make sure that your subscription is live for us, because you can subscribe privately, which makes it so that we can't see that you're subscribed. And we will spotlight you as a potential comment, and you may see your comment at the beginning of our stream as we do all of our reminders. And of course, we want to do a thank you very much to all of you for joining us. We appreciate your time that you spend with us every month, going through the update, and of course, your time giving us feedback and all of that. We really, really appreciate it. And as Steven said, sharing our job application and positions, we really, really,
All right, so
it does.
Is there anything that I need to like really say that they need to work on for
relevant to these?
Because so far it was just kind of like me being
Scatter
amazed.
the horde that's here.
I don't really think that there's much. Like, they just have these different levels of like they just have like these different levels of commission boards. These are like regular quests that you pick up. I guess what I kind of want to see that they didn't really mention is like a community board. Like, this is just like an in-game board that the developers put in, but like a community board inside the node where people can request things or whatever. I can see where things go wrong, where if they I don't know, maybe people are thinking just use like general chat instead. But I think it'd be cool to have like events or something like that as like an in-board or in-game board that you can place and like say like this person was victorious over this, and maybe you have to limit it to like something like Elden Ring where you don't allow people to type whatever they want, but have like certain messages like event, group that we're attacking or something like that. And maybe that gets implemented, but that's obviously not within their scope. But that would be something cool to see. But these seem
the rewards
pretty natural. I wonder if these all give like different XP levels, especially based on rarity and level based. And that affects the node, obviously. They say it refreshes every 30 minutes, so that's pretty crazy. So these quests won't always be the same, and they'll be constantly changing in the world. And that's a lot of data that they got to put into the server, and like each node will have different commissions, and each node type, whether it be like political, military, or like or I said political. So there's democratic, military, economic, and religious node types. So each of those node types will have different commissions based on the node type. So if like you're an economic node, you're more likely to go out and do like trades or something like that for people. I don't know. I don't really know. But like that's the type of the commissions that would be affected by social organizations inside the node. So that'll be interesting. I guess you can like look at some of this stuff, like the rarities, like does that affect the node, like the direction of the node? Does it affect? They never really went over like what the rarities mean, other than like maybe they might be harder, or they might have like events. Like this blue event was probably it's probably like a really big event that could shape the world or change the world, or go down like a specific tree. I think that's what that means. Like him going to the Oakenbane Overlook probably is just like a thing that you go and do and you get XP for, but it's not like going to change to another event. It's not going to make an event appear in the world. That's probably what my guess is on that.
And
world looks beautiful.
see,
The weather looks great. The map looks fantastic. I don't really think I like that you can drag it wherever you want. You already have a mini map up here, so like this you can like zoom in and out while you're moving. So that's all good and dandy to me. So I like how every single time he gets a pop-up, he just moves it to show that you can move it. The dialogue with questing is actually interesting because your choices will affect different trees of how the world will change based on this stuff. I mean, this one says you don't want to kill me. What work are they doing? What happened to your horns? And this one will progress. So like obviously not all of these will change the world, but there were some quests in A1 where if you didn't read the quest text, like it would kill you. Like you would like I would just click on a random thing and it's like, oh, drink the potion bottle, and I clicked that one randomly thinking that it's going to be like a power up, and it just killed me. So like you do actually have to read the quest information, and you will be changing the world based on what information, what dialogue you choose. So that's pretty interesting. I don't know if there is anything that I really need to comment on. This seems like a pretty straightforward system. It's not like crazy for our perspective, but it is a huge milestone to show from the dev side. So from our perspective, this is kind of like whatever, but like from the dev perspective, this is a huge milestone. This is a whole system that they hadn't really gone in depth with. I do like the fact that these spawn certain events, like this little circle that people can come and join and do. My question is like, I guess the way I look at it is it's kind of like Elder Scrolls Online, where you go do what is the thing that the anchors? Are you wearing pants? No, why would I wear pants? Pants are stupid. Sorry, I got distracted. No, pants are for like losers. I'm not wearing pants. Fuck. Pants are for squares. Phenomenal. Yeah. Gosh. No, it's like the anchors in Elder Scrolls Online, where like you can just go and join them and like get XP and stuff. So that's kind of like what I like about these like commission things that are out in the world, but they have to be shared and you have to be in a party to share them. So, or you have to go back to the node and pick them up. So they're not quite like anchors. So I think I like Ash's version of it better, because they'll already have the commissions and you have to be in a party to share them. So if you're just questing out in the world and somebody goes like, hey, can I join your party? You have to invite them and then give it to them. Just kind of like how like WoW Classic, when you're like traveling around. I think that's fine. I think that's totally fine. The The weather changes are awesome. I don't really think there's anything else. Like, I guess the combat we can really touch on. The combat. It looks fine.
Oh, maybe we can get you
I don't know if it's an AI thing. I don't know if it's like skill order, mana management. I have to feel it before I can really talk about it. It seems too easy right now, but I could be wrong. Maybe it's just leveling. Maybe it's because he's level 15. These things are like level 9. So maybe it's just that. Maybe it's just too easy. There was that one mushroom that would like fuck him up.
Stormcaller quest.
This little quest thing that pops up is kind of crazy.
We haven't really seen a bit more of the weather events, and this looks great.
Why is this
I think
not?
Todd did a great job. On the
1440.
kind of
There we go.
rain effect here. Sounds good. I love the WPO on the trees and the wind.
The event is going to pop up here in like 2 seconds. Right?
The standard environment really shine in this game. I really love the work that they're doing on it. So if you follow the river south, because you do still have that commission that you picked up very early on to go to the Oakenbane Overlook, which is not too far from where you are.
Oh, does he have to kill one of these things before it pops up? No, it already popped up. Am I trolling? Yeah. Ew, she looks like she does meth.
Activity.
Okay, so he kills this Streamweaver.
Minotaur who are nomadic.
And then
these Minotaur in particular are interested
exits
in
combat, I think.
Like spiritual sites, so sites that have to do with like funerary
Or does he kill the summoner?
rites and things like that of ancient.
It just randomly pops up. When does it pop up? It pops up like right here. Here we go.
Especially prevalent with the Minotaur who are nomadic.
Right.
So
now, it literally just popped. So this event happened, he walks away from the event, and this thing pops.
These Minotaur in particular are interested in like spiritual sites, so sites that quests. And,
that's pretty interesting.
And all that stuff gets
He looks
developed into
funky.
other side quests and come around.
Alchemist of the Academy.
I think the
Yeah, she been eating way too many plants, that's for sure. Do you see that shit?
It's right
Look at
around
all
the corner
that.
from you.
She's eating too much of the cocoa. You've been sniffing too many cocoa plants.
Oh, okay, very cool. All right.
You wanted to
I'm
check out
in
Oakenbane
love
anyway,
with
so
the
that'll take,
cocoa.
like crafting sets and things.
And I guess
Very cool.
this thing at the end here, the like
Okay,
how the world is like changing like this. This is very reminiscent to the Tower of Carfen. Let's see if I can go to Ashes of Creation, Tower of Carfen. Very reminiscent of this, where
story
story arcs.
the story arc is like this, where they haven't really done anything in the world, and then it will level up, and this event, this story arc happens.
We're very excited to have you. And then in addition, we have one of our senior designers creation.
I know.
So like you kind of see like this little red aura here, and then as it progressively happens,
story arcs as
they contain like all of the NPCs and quests and monsters, like all the things you need to make a cool fantasy story. They're not procedural, but
they're not procedurally generated.
In how players.
So wait, hold on. Did were these always here? Yeah, they were.
Nodes,
they were
like
always
what
like
races
kind of
control
corrupted.
various
So like all these trees are kind of like corruption. So you like kind of see like the corruption happening.
nodes. We have plans to include lots of different things on top of that.
And the red
But
aura
yeah,
is like
we don't
increasingly
have any quest
growing.
hubs or any system that's for what they're doing.
And that in this way.
When does it happen?
What's most unique about represent?
I like the moon, the destroyed
and
moon.
we don't just do that.
That's
but all
sick.
these areas have, but
Where's it at? Show me.
complete.
There it is.
Oh, things are getting red.
Here you go.
Complete. What is that?
You get blood coming off of the like little waterfall of blood.
Oh,
The blood still do.
Still do.
So
There
like
it
once
is,
you
it's
get
paying
to like
right now.
Oh
a certain
my
part of the story
gosh.
mode, this like huge event in the world will happen.
So
this
yeah,
Tower of
when
Carfin
stories
will
come
just start
online, they
becoming
change
corrupted,
a lot in the environment.
and the
They
entire
update what
quest
monsters
lines
are
and
in the
everything will
world.
change in the world.
They
This is what
create
the map
quest
used to
NPCs.
look
You can
like.
see Orin. He's not normally here. We've moved him for the sake of this.
I like how it has like a little compass here too.
And then yeah, new pathways can open up.
They have like a little jumping
terrible
puzzle here.
curse, sort of death of ancients between where the is here and mage you the ancient.
And there you go. They actually did a Pathfinder D&D campaign during one of the I forget what it was, the Fex Extra Life like charity streams that they did. That they do like a 24-hour stream like around October every year. And they did like a Pathfinder D&D campaign that kind of like surrounded this lore, and basically the lore of this is that there is a mage that is like really powerful, and they are getting invaded upon by the ancients, I believe is what they're called. And so she sought out more power, and within doing so corrupted everything. And so they did a ritual that like sacrificed hundreds if not thousands of lives, and basically created an undead army of just terror and blood.
This
and
environment.
this whole thing kind of like happened. And now that we're back on Vera, there will be like a story arc that will kind of be reminiscent of that. And you have to go up through the tower and do like certain quest lines and defeat the raid boss inside the Tower of Carfin, which is probably the mage. And if you follow certain quest lines, I'll just leave this playing in the background just because it's kind of cool. But if you follow certain quest lines, like on the very first run through that you do it, it will change the world based on what your choices are. So like if you have like, I want to save this person or kill this person, it will affect the story and the server overall based on who picks what choice the most. And that will set it into a whole different tree of like, all right, the server is going down this path because 60% of the player base chose option A and 40% chose option B. And now this part of the story is getting moved on. This NPC now persists in the world because they chose to save them rather than it not being in the world at all. So that's kind of like the idea behind like story arcs that like kind of changed the world itself. So server A will be completely different than server B based on player choice and where they take the nodes, what part of the map they level the nodes and stuff like that. So I'm really looking forward to this and testing it all in A2.